हेलो ल गाइज अब हाम्रो चाहिँ यो वाच लङ छ हैन ई फुटबलको त्यसको लागि हेरौँ ल ई फुटबल
Adrado, the 21-year-old.
Yeah.
He said it's a dream and a recognition of all my effort and dedication to qualify for a tournament such as this. Here was the equaliser off the base of the
उता पनि हान्दिएछ त कसले हानेको
gave up from there.
No, I mean when you get a chance in this game, in football, you have to take it, and that is the tail of it. Today. I mean, he got 2 chances and he took them, and then he shut up shop, and he just suffocated the game. He just didn't let Gu get another chance. But I just think that it's the emotion of it. As the games go on, you're going to see that ratchet up. We talked about it before in the console. Like you're talking about last season, Gu, winning a club finals. He would have had high aspirations and expectations on himself for this. This does kind of throw it back a little bit now. But we've seen he can recover, like in the console, you can recover from a first day out loss or a first match out loss, Harry. All is not lost. I didn't see enough in that I'd be panicking, changing tactics and stuff. We scored a goal at the start.
Highlight
That De Jong interception, I think, as well. That could have bounced anywhere. And that did kind of seal it for him.
Indeed. I will say the slow-mo vamos is something out of a horror movie. But Medrado with all the emotions, the 21-year-old. If I'm not here to win, then what's the point, was the essence of what he was saying in the VT, and he's backing it up on the stage.
Definitely. Barry, you wanted chaos.
I did, but we're going to get chaos all day today. I don't know what's in the air today in Barcelona, but we're getting craziness here. Like comebacks, we're getting people, like loads of goals, loads of action, few mistakes along the way as well, which adds to the drama of it. And it's everything we could have wanted for the first game out mobile.
Yeah, no, there's so much pressure happening. There's mistakes happening, there's goals happening, there's celebrations happening. Literally, I think about every 5 minutes there's a celebration happening somewhere in the studio. That was only the 6th match of the group stage. We still have a few more to experience. How are you? Let's ask, how are you guys going so far? We're just over halfway.
I feel like not that I needed one, but the mobile gives me a second win just because of how
Gives you a new life.
It gives me a new life just because of how much drama there is in almost every single match.
Yeah.
It goes so quickly, and I think you called it perfectly right. Those little mistakes,
Let's
because
watch
of
it
the
together.
occasion, because of a missed input, whatever it may be, add to the occasion, it adds to the drama, then the pressure ramps up, all of a sudden the thumbs get a little bit more sweaty on the screen.
Do you think as well, like you've been here like on these events, you think when you're, if I had somebody shouting at me when they're just after scoring, I know the camera's on me, but I'm just thinking to myself, oh, this fella now is gonna get it like in the next game. But it does add that little bit of rivalry to it. But do you think, the question is, do you think it kind of gets in your head a little bit when you hear those audible screams? Do you think it actually does impact a little bit?
I would say
didn't look unsettled or anything, but I'm just wondering what you think like about it.
I would say so. I mean, it's impossible to kind of block it out, just because even before the game we saw Gu and Medrado when they were hearing Rentao celebrating upstairs.
Random screams all around us.
Even with the soundproof headsets on, they could hear those celebrations. So yeah, for sure it gets in your head, and they were sharing kind of a wry smile and a laugh. But yeah, I think that
ranking
the ultimate motivation
फर्स्टमै ब्राजिलको रहेछ मेड्राडो भन्ने चाहिँ ज्याक्सन कस्तो यो आएको फेरि रनमा त के आउँछ हो
First of all, it's a good or bad reaction. That's for you. Look, the players we have on the screen now, they're getting ready to go. They're excited. Well, they're serious and they have their game face on. Do you guys have as good as game face as that right now?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, look at that.
That's serious game face. That's intimidating me, and I'm not even playing. Yeah. Well, Rentao, I just think I spotted there in the group table. Did he get pegged back and drew that first game 2-all that I think I saw?
Yeah, we caught the first 2 goals against.
He was 2-0 up.
Jamon, he was 2-0 up, and then Jamon, the 15-year-old, coming back with a bit of steel and resilience.
The prodigy that we're definitely going to see on the main stage soon. Guys, we literally have just more and more, and chaos wrapping up. If you have to take a pick for this game, what are you guys thinking?
Ooh.
This matchup is a big one. I heard you guys talking about it at the beginning of the show. You know, a few big names right now.
I'm looking forward to seeing Rentao, just because, again, I've always said that after the 2024 season, he kind of fell off a little bit, went missing for a while. He tried to qualify here or there, but failed to do so. I'm looking forward to the resurgence of Rentao because that two-time World Championship title still up for grabs. Not been done on
Hello guys, welcome to the stream.
names in contention.
कोकसको नेपालबाट पनि छैन नि नेपालबाट भामोस यस भामोस नेपालबाट कोही छैन यो चारवटा छ यो चारवटा यो अस्ति भएको थियो नि बार्सिलोना क्लब इभेन्ट हो त्यसको चाहिँ चारवटा रिजनको चारवटा विनर हो के यसमा एउटा चाहिँ गो गेम्स भन्ने छ हैन एउटा चाहिँ जेएक्स आरएम भन्ने छ एउटा चाहिँ एप्रिएम भिल्ला मैले अस्ति हारेको यहीसँग हो के एप्रिएम भिल्ला भन्नेसँग चाहिँ अनि एउटा चाहिँ रेन्टाओ भन्ने छ
who hasn't been hitting, you know, he hasn't pushed on as you said, Harry, going from stride to stride or taking those extra leaps. But I mean, we've already heard him today. Now we're going to see him. So I mean, we're going to have both sides of it now. But I do think that you know both of these guys. It's still early.
को छ भने चाहिँ जेएक्सआरएम गो गेम्स रेन्टाओ अनि एप्रिएम भिल्ली भन्ने रहेछ पाँचवटा भयो त पाँचवटा कसरी आयो त फेरि
group stage match right now
के बुझ्नै सकिन
the live set
एउटा टेबल दुईटा तीनटा चारटा पाँचवटा छैन नि प्लेयर त पाँचवटा छन् त प्लेयर ल अब चाहिँ हाम्रो यो जर्जिया हो यहीसँग मैले हारेको केटा अस्ति छ नि हो यहीसँग हो केटा मैले हारेको नकआउटमा यो जर्जियाको छ नि यहीसँग हुँदै एन्ड हियर इज द म्याच हो यहीसँग हो केटा मैले हारेको
მიხარია რომ შესაძ ვარ ამ ძალიან დიდი ვინზე ბარსელონაში და ძალიან ვეთნერო რამ ყველაფერს. მე წარმოვადგენ FC Barcelona-ს და
यतिमा को छ राम्रो गेम हान्दिनु
მნიშვნელოვანი შეთვის რადგან
गेम हान्दिनु गेम हानिसके र्याङ्क कतिमा छु 34 मा छु यार म 34 मा
ერთ-ერთი ჩემი საყვარელი პროგრამა
34 मा छु म छन चाहिँ ल
ჩემი აზრით ყველა თამაში თამაში თულია იქნება გამდინარე რომ ჩემი აზრით ანუ არ ყავს ამ ტურნირს ფავორიტი მოთამაშე, რადგან ყველა მოთამაშე ძალიან ძლიერია და მას თავიანთი შესაძლებლობები უნდა დაფიქსებული აქვს. მისგან ველოდები პირველ რიგში ჩემთვის თამაშს, ვფიქრობ რომ ის ძლიერი ოპონენტია ჩემთვის. 2022 წელს ის მსოფლიოს ჩემპიონი გახდა და აქედან გამომდინარე მისგან ველოდები ძალიან ძლიერ და სანახაური ფეხბურთს. რაც შეეხება ამ მოთამაშეს, ვფიქრობ რომ ძლიერი ოპონენტია ასევე მისგან ასევე ველოდები ძლიერ და შემტევ ფეხბურთს და მე მეტი მაქვს სანახაური მატჩი გვექნება და მაყურებელი ისევ ჩვენი თამაშით. აქედან მინდა მოვიკითხო ჩემი ოჯახი, რომლებიც ყველაზე მეტად შემოწმებენ და ჩემი ნათესავები, მეგობრები da მინდა რომ მათ იმედები არ გაუწრო და შეძლო გამარჯვება.
Olá, meu nome é Renato, como Rentão, sou campeão mundial de futebol 24. É um prazer enorme estar aqui jogando no Barcelona, jogando mais um pré-inicial, valendo vaga, né, para disputar o bicampeonato do Mundial. Eu tenho um sonho de conseguir ser bicampeão mundial, eu acredito que eu consiga, tenho qualidade para isso. E eu cheguei mais uma vez, já é o meu segundo gol de Finalists nesse futebol 26, então acredito que vai dar tudo certo. Para mim representar uma história, né, porque é o Barcelona, é um clube onde teve vários jogadores, várias lendas brasileiras aqui, como o caso do Ronaldinho, entre outros jogadores. Eu acho que o mais difícil acho que todos os adversários são difíceis, com certeza. A Premashvili eu não conheço muito a gameplay dele, sei que ele foi campeão da Europa, conheço o irmão dele, a gameplay. Vai ser um jogador que eu acho que pode surpreender. Provavelmente eu não sei qual esquema que ele joga, provavelmente deve jogar com 5 zagueiros igual o irmão. Mas acho que pode ser um jogo ali complicado, interessante, um adversário que realmente eu não conheço ali, eu nem cheguei a observar como ele joga, então acho que pode ser uma partida bem interessante para mim.
यो कस्तो छ को चाहिँ कस्तो छ भनेको कति थियो अघि
as well than your brother. I mean, they're gonna.
The match
I
between
remember playing my brother
Rentau and
you
PM
know,
Villa है
fighting
त
for every
let's
goal
go,
and
let's
then
watch
fighting
it.
physically after it if you lost. So, but I do feel like that Rentau was actually like he's pretty much summed up this for us in the video. And
तपाईले जित्ने मलाई जित्ने उ यो हो के यो हैन अर्को
and that can be dangerous and it can be
यो
you know,
अप्रियामा भिसिली भिली भनिन्छ नि हो त्यो चाहिँ
Rentau, I mean, I'm sure Apremashvili knows a lot
राम
about
बवाल खेल्छ
Rentau
नि हो
in terms of
रनमती
he probably analysed
कति
a
बल
lot of
खेल्छ हौ
gameplay out there,
अब
obviously,
छन् त
that
दुईटै
World
बल खेल्नु
Championship
हुन्छ हैन यहाँ
stuff
भएको चाहिँ
there
जति छन्
from
सबै राम्रो खेल्नु
2024.
हुन्
And I do
त्यो
feel
रेन्टाउ
that
जाने
if he's
फुटबल
looking at maybe
2024 को
history,
वर्ल्ड च्याम्पियन हो केटा जाने हो
that's
हैन
a
वर्ल्ड
huge
फाइनल
help for
च्याम्पियन
them back
जुन अब
because
किलोदै
there's a lot
जम्दा
of
पनि
guys
हो
lining
त्यस्तै
up here
च्याम्पियन हो
just to get a
त्यहाँको
chance at what
अर्को
he's already
रेन्टाउ भनेर चाहिँ
accomplished. That adds a bit of, you know, expectation there as well. And when you're playing against somebody that you don't know that much about, you don't know their formation, their tactics, they can throw you a bit of a haymaker in a match like this.
Indeed, the man on your screen trying to
Let's
follow
go,
in
man.
the footsteps
Let's
of
watch it, okay?
Juninho, his countrymate. In more ways than one, of course, Juninho, reigning world champion of mobile,
अप्रियाम
but
भिली
also
भन्ने चाहिँ यो रातो
last
जर्सीमा छ
year's
अर्को चाहिँ सेतोमा छ है
champion
रेन्टाउ भन्ने चाहिँ
of
सेतो
this competition. You would
र
love
फिना
to repeat the feat. But first things first, has to start his campaign off well. Has already drawn 2-2 in his first match of the group stages. Now has a chance to take the stage, and that is where he thrives. He faces Appiamashvili, who is in possession now with Ferran Torres on that far side.
ओइ रमती जाला या नि गोल
Side net. I was getting a bit worried there. I didn't know
लेट्स
where that
वाच
ball
इट
was
टुगेदर है
at.
केटा शेयर गरौँ त केटा जता कति स्ट्रिम शेयर हान्नु त फर्स्ट फटाफट
Coming in from the corner.
Something that's been spoken about for some
Ui.
time, really. Well,
Rashford,
back to that,
Rashford.
Appiamashvili gallops forward here with Marcus Rashford.
ल धेरै भगायो बे के गरेको यहाँ फिनिसिङ नै हानेर
He just forgot to shoot there, I think.
Something that's been spoken about for some time is
नेटवर्क कनेक्सन केही भयो
who
जस्तो
can
छ
be the
केटा
first to win multiple world championships. We've seen it on console with how long the game has been out. You know, the likes of Gifera.
यो अप्रियाम भिली भन्ने राम्रो छ है केटा
Mobile, because it's been released so recently, relatively
Yeah.
speaking, we're looking for that someone to kind of step out and say, you know what, I'm the best at this game, and to do so, winning multiple world championships
Ferran
is
Torres.
something that is being chased by
टर्न हान्छ त स्योर टर्न उइ
Rentau, who is on the ball,
उइ वाट अ डिफेन्डर
as well as, of course, countrymate Juninho. Ferran Torres in the box here for Rentau.
वाट अ लङ बल उइ
To him here as well as
What a defender.
It's lovely play. Now Rentau was sitting in a little bit now. He soaked up the early pressure, and now he's just holding the ball here and waiting for those chances, waiting for the off-the-ball movement.
Ferran Torres into Marcus Rashford.
Ui.
Tries a controlled strike.
वाट अ डिफेन्डर
Now the Appiamashvili stepping up nicely.
Patient build-up from both of these guys, I think.
Yeah, I mean we're at the half an hour.
Lamine
mark,
Yamal.
and, we haven't really seen either
Marcus Rashford.
full throttle just
उइ
yet.
भेटाउँछ कस्तो मिठो थ्रो निकाल्न चाहिँ द्याट्स द गोल्डन क्रेडेन्स 10 people वाचिङ माइ लभली है सबैले सँगै हेरौँ केटा हामी पनि कोभरले कसलाई सपोर्ट गर्दैछ केटा होइन
Push on, and you know that you can take a few more opportunities if you get them, and take a few more chances maybe, knowing that you're still.
कसले जित्छ होला त कमेन्ट डाउन
So that's why I think.
Is
you do see
Georgia
the
or
patience at the
Brazil?
start, and then when a goal goes in, it just kind of turns a bit crazy.
किन ल्याग भइरहेको मैले
From the half-time break. Rentau in the change strip. Moving forward here with Marcus Rashford.
Way ball ball.
It's a nice ball to Lamine
And that's the
Yamal.
goal
That's the goal.
from Rentau, Brazil.
Rentau scoring here.
It's a beautiful goal. The cutback is insanely talented there. Just to kind of see that pass, he waited for it, gave a little give and go, and not as much of a passionate
भिलीलाई
outburst
तिमीले भिल्दै
as
भन्दा
we
बित्तिकै
saw
गोल खायो हेर न
from earlier on the stream from his fellow Brazilian. But I do feel like
केटा म तिमीलाई
that's
उताको
the
अपडेट पनि दिन्छु ल
that
हाम्रो
was a
के
nice
अरे
bit of movement from me. Just on track run, beautiful little slip, wasn't
हाम्रो
it?
उताको के अरे एसिया वेस्टको हाम्रो क्लियर दाइहरूको के भइरहेको म तिमीलाई अपडेट दिन्छु है त
One thing, but to execute
सो स्टे ट्युन्ड तर बवाल निकाल्दिएको यहाँदेखि थुर्को
Really nice inside run.
Mal's not going to miss many of those from that position. Like it's just
Wait,
brilliant. There's the
wait.
celebration. Samba style is starting.
हाइमा छ त अवि
Oh,
रन
look
मथि
at that.
ओए धनु जान्छ क्या
It's a
रन
little homage to the reigning world champion Janino. We spoke about him earlier on. Champion of this competition last year. And countrymate of Rentau. So the 2024 world champion, one to the good as half time, is almost upon us here. Rafinha trying to maintain.
That's the first half. First half भयो अब हेरौँ के कमब्याक हान्छ सक्छ त त्यसले जर्जियाको प्लेयरले
is on the ropes here in the group stages against the 2024 world champion.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's the champ for a reason, isn't he? He's shown it. Like he's holding the ball just a little bit above his midfield and just trying to probe and see. He was waiting for that chance. He got one chance and he got a goal out of it, and he'll do the same in this half if he's able to. It's a patient build up and then pulling the trigger.
That's what we'll be looking for. Rentau.
अति पेल्दैछ त के त्यसले पेन्टाउली पेल्दा हैन अति
Up against the home strip of Mashvili of Georgia.
ब्राजिल मान्छे चाहिँ घिनलाग्दो रे
Frankie de Jong.
घिनलाग्दो भएर के गर्ने गेम प्ले हेर्नु कस्तो मिठो खेल्छ
is
अनि
capable of.
जर्जियाले कमब्याक हान्छ हेरौँ लेट्स सी हानुस्
We just didn't see any kind of strike with Marcus Rashford earlier on in the first half, but Rentau since then has grown and he has gotten his goal.
It's very patient, very controlled from Rentau, isn't it? Like he's been forced into these he's been forced into these kind of half chances, half openings, and no really other option if he doesn't want to get dispossessed.
Oh, look at the double disadvantage of Rentau. There were options available.
Football Pest Nepal big fan they. Big fan.
Just wonder if this game has gotten away from Mashvili just a little. I mean, we haven't seen enough of him so far in the first 70 minutes of this game.
Mr. Gadin lopter ball निकाल्दिनु पर्ने त्यहाँदेखि
He's just been out possession, isn't he? You know, he's just been dominated.
Seems to be bossing it. Yep. Chance to show something now though. Mashvili galloping forward with Marcus Rashford.
Wait.
But again, there's just a little bit of cutting edge missing, you feel, maybe from
मौसम आज त खुलित त हैन त रे अब ब्राजिलको कोले एक गोल थप्छ रे यसो हेर्ने वाला त थप्छ जस्तो छ अब त्यो आत्तिर खेल्छ के हैन यो जर्जियाको लागि हान्नै पर्छ नि त ल हान्दियो रन उई
sadly cannot have a chance to go through a goal there. Just overran it, overcooked the pass. But look at the shirts pouring forward here for Rentau. Pedri, controlled strike. Oh,
what a goal, yeah.
Into the back of the net.
It's a beauty. It's been building and it's been coming.
कस्तो कल हान्दियो है
It is, Harry. It's been coming.
अर्जुन तिमीले कोही अर्को ठाउँबाट हेरेर आगो क्या तिमीले कसो छ अलि अगाडि छौ क्या तिमी
For him to make runs, so
तिमी अगाडि छौ जस्तो लाग्यो यार
result here it is.
It is unbelievable. Rentau in a live event scenario, he looks like a different player. Of course, he qualified for the AC Milan finals, if memory serves as well, back in December, but really flattered to deceive, playing from home in Brazil. But here in a live event environment, he says, I'm here.
He's here and he's ready.
भनेको त हो नि रे ओ लभली प्लेयर है
He's got, how many celebrations does he have?
He's emoting.
Yeah.
He's stuck on loop there with his celebrations. Great to see him having fun on the stage.
Yeah, he's enjoying them, and that's what it's all about. But he's just had so much. He's just had so much. Like, there's a load of patience on the ball. There's waiting for the runs to come, waiting for those chances to open up. And in fairness, Mashvili, he's just been struggling to kind of make any inroads in this game. He's he's putting balls on that don't really. He's kind of waiting on.
होइन तपाईको
on
लागि
mistake,
भेट्दै
really.
के छ त
You will get mistakes happening, and you will benefit from them, as we've seen already today on the whole stream. But sometimes you
precision
only get
गरेको
those
अनि
when
त्यही
you're
भएर चाहिँ
really being
भनेको
pressured into a situation where you're making mistakes a bit more often, and he just hasn't pushed the pace enough today. It's been a comfortable performance so far from Rentau.
Yeah, Renato looking very comfortable and happy to be back in Barcelona. And as you said, I think you're absolutely right. Mashvili needs to be a learning experience for him.
Yeah. He's disappointed. You can see it in him there. He's disappointed, but I feel when he looks back at this, he probably has given just too much respect on the midfield area, and that can be very, very hard when you start to get dictated to there. And now it's just shutting up shop.
By Rentau, putting himself 2-0 up against Ucha Mashvili. And it will be, no doubt, with how little time is left on the clock here, a big 3 points going back to the Brazilian.
Wait, what about
He
Pirandi?
wants not just 3 points.
Wait, कस्तो छिरेको त्यसको त्यहाँबाट खुट्टाबाट ल
His wish. That is special.
आउँछु don't worry.
He's going crazy off street. He's going crazy here.
कस्तो छिर्दै गयो त्यो बल त्यहाँदेखि
But I think it's his simple goal. It's his most simple goal that he's.
यो रनमध्ये कति आगो हो यो 8 पनि छ्या
But there's the explosion we talked about. Now he knows he scored. It's a lob ball over the top. Gets a bit lucky through the legs, and then it's just a simple finish. But there's the explosion we talked about. Now he knows he has it in his bag. He's another celebration on lock for us here. And there it is, the outburst of emotion.
I think part of that is relief.
Yeah.
Knowing the 3 points are in the bag, he's back in his element. There must be an element of doubting yourself when you win a world championship, you go through the award ceremonies. He was heavily accoladed in Brazil, got to go to black tie events, had a huge award ceremony where he was gifted last season. Really, again, just failing to achieve the heights of
the winner is Brazilian.
Knowing he's now back in person, knowing that beast is still within him,
Oh, it's in with him.
I think it is just pure relief. And Rentau will take the 3 points. Respect shown as always between him and Mashvili.
That's what it's all about. I mean, you have the emotion, but the respect is still there. You know, you have the emotion there. And you can see with him here, he's just, literally, you could make as many gifts as you want out of his celebrations here. But I do think that there is a bit of relief there when it just dawned on him. Yeah, look, I'm after winning this, and it's not just a win, it's actually a very comprehensive win as well. Like, he did control. You look at the stats there, no shots on target, 65% possession.
अब 35% हो त्यो रनमा त्यो के पास हो यो भनेको त्यही भनेको कस्तो टाङमा छिरेको है त्यो अघिको हाम्रो साइको बाइदिरा.
Indeed it is. Rentau back on fine form after going 2-0 up and then drawing 2-2 with Jamor and elsewhere in the group during our first heat of matches. This goal set him on the path in which he never really looked back from. That nice run inside from Lamine Yamal was kind of the catalyst, if you will.
Yeah.
The catalyst to springboard him forward and keep maintaining possession, maintaining his dominance, and well, he never really looked back.
मोबाइल चाहिँ आफ्नै हो मोबाइल हैन आफ्नो हैन होला सायद के हो खै यार के हुन्छ वर्ल्ड फाइनलमा चाहिँ उनीले दिन्छ आफै उनीहरुकै त्यो मोबाइल यसमा चाहिँ खै के हुन्छ यार आफ्नो हैन होला आफ्नो भएको लग्ने थियो लग्यो किन हैन म देखेन लग्यो.
He never had a stand-in in that game. That's not taken away from Rentau, you know, with the class he showed. But some of the decisions he probably made, he's probably thinking to himself, listen, I need to do a little bit better there. I need to be a little bit more composed when I do have the ball, or maybe try and press up when I don't have the ball. But as we've kind of said, and we'll say it all day, it's easy to talk about it. I mean, these are the guys that are playing. They're playing for a reason. They're all insanely skilled, but it just sometimes isn't your day. So that's what happens. You see here.
Oh, I love Rentau. I love Rentau.
You pass it,
watching too much TikTok with the amount
They're definitely orchestrated.
There is the third of three. That time, Lewandowski scoring the third, which also secures the 3 points. Rentau 3, Mashvili 0. And a final round of celebrations. Not sure I understood this one. Tentatively grasped the other ones, but he is in fine form here in the group stages.
He's just in free flow state now. He's making up his own stuff, I think, at this stage. He's just enjoying himself. He's loving life, and he probably his confidence is grown by the game as well. So
a huge statement, really, in this group. Apria Mashwili, though, with most definitely moving forward. What can we say, really, Barry? I mean, I think it will be worrying for everyone else seeing Rental.
World final ma चाहिँ so far. World final ma चाहिँ.
Yeah. Well, when you do have that expectation on you, like you do have to go into the competition. It does bring a different expectation because you don't want to let yourself down, but you also know that people are going to be watching you a little bit closer to see how you perform for future on in the competition. But I think he's answered a lot of those questions here on the stream.
पाँचवटा चाहिँ कहाँबाट आउँदो रहेछ म साइको भयो बे चारवटा हुन र रिजन
He's going to be tested. He's going to have difficult moments in games, but it's how he actually kind of stays true. And, we're always going to get a couple of like little outbursts with him like that we love to see as well. But behind that, there's a steeliness to him as well, and you know, a real competitor in him as well. That he is a very clever player that people probably don't. You know, he's doing these cute celebrations might disarm you a little bit. He knows what he's doing a lot of the time. That's why he's a champion. So
he could well be again. He's well on his way after this performance. How far can he go though? Just purely because, I mean, it's been a long time since he won in Ginza at the Konami HQ. Also, thinking back to Manchester United last year, he faces, I mean, it was a three-man group because of unfortunate circumstances back then, but the two other players that were in his group on that occasion are also in his group here. So with the amount of time that's been kind of between the round 4 and this club event finals event, surely most of that must be psychological and you have to steady yourself. How far can he go?
I think he can go all the way if he keeps playing like this. Obviously, it's still early days in this competition. We still have to see other players, and it can switch, and it will switch probably. But I mean, when you've got a previous champ, right, and the confidence starts growing and you start enjoying the game, you can overlook a few frustrations, you can overlook a couple of things that are going against you, and then if you actually start to get into a bit of a free flow state with it, it's a dangerous proposition. As you said earlier, and we talked about, you just mentioned there, rivalries play a big part in it as well. Will there be a little bit of fireworks between, you know, previous players that he would have, you know, known very, very well? That does bring out a different side. You know, he didn't know much about Mashwili, so that kind of stood to him in that game, I think. But does the fear factor come in a little bit?
म्याच को उसको छ भनेपछि यसमा चाहिँ नेडराल जित्यो म्याच नम्बर म्याच नम्बर 2 के ड्र भएछ क्या म्याच नम्बर 2 ड्र भएछ के म्याच नम्बर 3 रेन्डल जित्यो म्याच नम्बर 4 जेएक्सआरएम भन्छ गु गेम्सले चाहिँ दुईटै गेम हारेछ हो
entertaining game, I think, apart from the celebrations, obviously. I think I want to see one of you guys do one of those celebrations at least. Barry, you look up for it. Harry, do you have yours already? I think you should. I don't. You want to have a go
like this
for
stream
it?
shirt,
Oh, you picked an easy one, Harry.
I just have the classic. What's the floss? Do you know the floss? No, I won't do that.
Go on.
That's bad. That's a bad. I actually no. I have people watching this that will disown me if I do that. No.
If you score 3 goals, I think it comes out of you.
If it's instinctual, it comes out a little bit more. If it's from instinct, but
it's got to be in the moment.
Yeah, it's in the moment.
Manufacture
you can't plan that sort of stuff. You know?
Okay, so I'll just put randomly in the show that you'll
I will do it at one stage.
You'll
promise,
do it. Okay,
yes.
you promised, Ray.
I'll do something.
You promised, Ray.
I'll do something.
Let's have a look at how the group stage is looking right now in the table. This is from the console.
अल्जेरियाबाट को बे उसमा काबेली हो कि के
And that was obviously, it's been a long day. So
it was so good that we wanted to show
in case somebody just tuned in now to see the console, how it was. There was your chance.
I mean, that was up right now in the table.
के हो देखायो नन्मति
Just there in need of
के देखायो अहिले भएको म केही बुझिन के बुझ्यो केटा म त केही बुझिन यार यो जित्ने स्विमिङमा हो ग्रुप स्टेज हुन्छ अनि ग्रुप स्टेजबाट चाहिँ जो के रे
your fellow group members. You want to keep everything within your own hands as long as you can in the group stage.
ग्रुप स्टेज हुन्छ अनि ग्रुप स्टेजबाट जो त्यहाँ जान्छ टप 2 हुन्छ त्यहाँबाट सेमी फाइनल यस्तै हुन्छ के अनि सेमी फाइनल क्वार्टर फाइनल
to situations
मोबाइल लेखेर चाहिँ यो मोबाइलको हैन कन्सोलको रहेछ त्यो अघिको देखाएको
so you must have
त्यो
that
राउन्ड
mentality.
छैको मैले
Focus on
राति
your own
त
game, do
मास
everything that
काम
you can,
छ
and then
भन्छु
if chips fall somewhere else, then that's what happens.
Yeah, you're right. You're dead right. I mean, the biggest thing I think in a competition
अनि
is if you're
अनि
getting
जो
pairs,
टप 2
we see
जान्छ अनि
such
त्यो
a
चाहिँ
lot of
फाइनलमा हुन्छ हैन अनि
such
फाइनलमा
challenges
चाहिँ
in
दुईटाको फाइनल हुन्छ जो च्याम्पियन हुन्छ त्यो चाहिँ वर्ल्ड फाइनल खेल्न जान्छ के 2026 को लागि वर्ल्ड फाइनल एउटा सोलर बुक हुन्छ त्यसपछि बुझ्यौ त्योभन्दा अगाडि एउटा उहाँको चाहिँ जितिसक्यो मोबाइलको लिजाली हो कि के भन्ने हो कहाँको हो त्यो भन्ने चाहिँ मोरोक्कोको हो त्यो याले लिजा जाइली के यस्तो के नाम थियो क्या त्यो चाहिँ जितिसक्यो होइन त्यो चाहिँ एउटा सोलर बुक भइसक्यो अब यहाँबाट बार्सिलोनाबाट को हुन्छ आर्सेनलबाट को हुन्छ त्यसपछि म्यान युनाइटेड अनि त्यसपछि त्यहाँबाट 6वटा हुन्छ अब आउन बाँकी इभेन्ट भनेको इन्टर मिलान अथवा डर्टमन्ड.
But when you get a 3 points on the board, like that's huge. It is huge compared to even a draw. Like a draw, I mean,
It's
who
not.
wants
It's
who
not.
wants a draw?
Yeah,
Who wants a draw?
it's not good enough when
Win
you
or
get
go
to the
home.
stage,
That's my
isn't it?
motto. Win or go home. You know?
There you go. You need to be. I think you need to be on the other side of this at some point. We have the two players that are coming up next. Medrado and Jamorn are ready to go. Game faces on check. I think we can say
No fear. I've already seen that bad.
coming up next. Medrado. That's straight to your heart, isn't it?
Well, I said something nice about home. No, I do think like when you're talking about
Coming up next. Medrado.
यो त अफै नहुँदैछ अनि के कसरी कपिराइट लाग्छ भयो यो त कसरी गर्नु हो कि यो
look at him as Harry.
So much. It just comes out really naturally, and obviously in stages like this, if you're not nervous, if you're taking it just like any other Saturday, then literally it's anything can happen right now. But no, it's a big matchup now. How do you guys? You think it's going to be a tight? You think it's going to be really dominant from one side? What do you guys think?
Yeah, would always United club event last year was so close, so close. At 14 years of age, was just, I think he lost 1-0 in the final on that occasion to Gu. I mean, we could have been talking about the upward trajectory of a young superstar if something went different on that day, but it didn't. Can he right the wrongs of last season this season? One thing's for sure, he's got a huge future ahead of him, no matter what
definitely.
happens.
That's what's the exciting part about it is.
अब हाम्रो थाइल्यान्डको त्यो केटा र त्यसको हुन्छ ब्राजिल मेड्राडो भर्सेस जेक्सआरएमको हुन्छ
You know, he's very vocal, he's very passionate. We like to see that. Jamorn is little bit more reserved.
सायद दुईटै छ होला अहिलेसम्म टपमा चाहिँ
But the quietly confident players are dangerous, and as you said, they have no fear. So that's why if he gets a goal ahead, he might just feel like, right, this is my time now. I'm going to show all these old guys, these older guys here, the oldest guys do the analyst roles. They're going to show us as well.
Why did you point at me when you said that?
But
Looking at you, Harry.
they're going to say, listen, I'm here. I'm going to be the next big future superstar of eFootball Mobile, and like that brings with it a lot. Not just today, but I think he could be doing it. He has the right temperament for it. He's the skill set, and the sky's the limit with him. So, and you're a huge fan of him.
I am indeed, yeah. I think he's got a huge future. I cannot wait to see what the future holds, and potentially we're witnessing the future right here, right now.
Yes, well, the future right now is the next match between Jamor and Medrado.
गाना जान्दी मेरो कपिराइट हान्छ पनि न त्यो यतिकै हेरौँ ल केटा एकछिन गाना जानिदिउँ पऱ्यो त्यसपछि अनि I also don't know this is board in the game but we are restored to stadium to Chapazim to the tournament. त्यसको the match is going to be happen है अझै गाना छ बे
You're seeing right now the 2026
Let's go,
Mario
China.
Cup winner. That's how he qualified to this competition, to this place right here, right now in Barcelona.
कति सानो त्यो 17 हो कि 18 वर्षको केटा हो जापानमा थाइल्यान्डको 16 हो कि 17 को सबभन्दा यंगेस्ट प्लेयर हो
Prodigy, maybe too early to be using
Yeah,
that
it
term.
probably putting a lot of pressure on him, but it's just the talent that he has.
Exactly, and comes from. And I said to myself, I wasn't going to bring his brother up unless one of them did, and actually it was Medrado.
केटा हाम्रो किलर दाइ जस्तो छ हैन यो मेट्राडो
His
त
brother is a legend of the game. Put Thailand really on the map. Chom Kata, who that is, of course, has big footsteps to follow. But I'm really looking forward to seeing this young man.
यो 16 वर्षको फुच्चे हो यो
Credit to his family and of course the
यो
Thai
जुनमा पनि
football
गएको हुन्छ हो
mobile
यस्तो
scene.
यस्तोमा चाहिँ
It's going to be a
कता
good
खेल्छ
battle between these two, I feel.
I think so, yeah. And I imagine like having the future ahead of you being this age. But then you're thinking about with Medrado as well, saying.
अनि यसको फेरि अगाडि पछाडि त्यो पनि छ नि त सिकाउने मान्छेहरू पनि छ नि त त्यो फिफा वर्ल्ड कपको च्याम्पियन थियो नि जाम कार्ड हो त्यो छ हैन यो डेक्लेनमा चाहिँ नि सिकाइहाल्छ नि यताउता भएर राम्रै खेल्छ ऊ खेल्न चाहिँ
play aggressively and he does, he's loud, he's vocal, which we love. This is a different type of challenge, I think, from the man from Thailand. I think it's a different type of opponent. It's a dangerous opponent, I think, if he gets confidence into him. But Jamorn is just so, for a young man, he is so calm and cool and collected. And it's just an amazing story. I mean, we don't want to keep waxing lyrical about it, but it's an amazing story. And then again, following in his brother's footstep it's
के रे अर्जुन तिमीले त्यो हेर्न मिल्छ भने चाहिँ हेर त कुन डिभिजनमा छौ तिमी चाहिँ
We'll see, Harry. We'll see if this is
त्यो को
another
कति र्याङ्कमा
chapter
छ
that's
हेर
going to
त
be written here today.
We will see indeed, and just want to point out, of course, you asked the question, how will he deal with a loud Brazilian on the stage? Of course, you have to remember, we had a peek into his game.
Yeah.
About
Rentau.
How his Rentau game was going, and he was 2-0 down. Then all of a sudden, we didn't hear many more screams or shouts from Rentau for the rest of that
so
game.
he handled that quite nicely, yeah.
And when we checked in at the result, he came from 2-0 down to draw the game 2-2. So there's some resilience there.
It's incredible steeliness, like
Very
for a young
steely.
man like that. He's only 15. And the thing is, like he has a little bit of experience, and then he can kind of draw on a bit of experience as well from a lot of players that he's probably watched before he made this step up to actually competing. Because these guys don't just, wake up one morning and decide to play to get this good. Yes, there is natural talent there, but they know the game inside out as well. They know, everything to do with the game. They know the animations. They know all the advanced stuff. But it does come down to it as well sometimes, to that little bit of mentality. And as you've rightly said, he's already played one Brazilian opponent today. He was 2-0 down. He comes back to 2-all. If that doesn't say all you need to know about him, what else can we say?
Of course, we're moments from kickoff. We have our referee on the stage. Of course, the great Sergio, making sure that everything is as it should be. But it's going to be so interesting to see these two go head-to-head. Medrado starting his campaign off really nicely indeed, coming back from 1-0 down to secure all 3 points in 2-1 fashion against Cube. That was our introduction, our taster, if you will, to the eFootball mobile stream here at the Barcelona club event finals. If he can secure another win here, Medrado, well, he is well on his way with 6 points under his belt.
Yeah.
We saw on the console platform that was enough, wasn't
6
it,
is enough for
Mestre?
Mestre, yeah, for Mestre to do that. So I think like I know we talk about draws, and I know sometimes you obviously want to, you know, win your games, but I do feel like with a draw sometimes, like it doesn't stand to you as much. Sometimes you're better off to go. I think sometimes you can get in your head and you say, listen, I can't lose this game, and then you kind of retreat into it a little bit when things don't go your way. And then the opportunity of actually winning the game, like 3 points is massive, like as we saw earlier with Mestre, and he rode that wave throughout the competition, and it was enough to get him through with a bit of luck. This is why I think getting wins when you actually can take them, like what Rentau just did that we just saw, you need to actually get the wins when they open up for you, and whichever of these guys are going to get a win here could dictate a lot of what we see in the group standings.
Indeed it could. Looks like everything's been ironed out by our referee on the stage. But here in the eFootball Championship 2026, we've already gotten 2 finalists for the World Finals. Jilali of Morocco and Futi Facil of Brazil are waiting to see which players will be joining them from each of our club events for the World Finals held later this year. Details not announced yet about when and where that might be, so keep your eyes peeled, of course, to all of the Konami socials, eFootball socials, the website to stay up to date. But I think for Futi Facil and Jalali, they're probably watching this, studying, feet up, enjoying themselves.
A lot of studying out of this, I think.
They don't need to worry for the rest of the year, right up until the World Finals. They know, wherever that may be, they've secured the plane ticket. And they do not need to go through the stress that is coursing through this competition here in Barcelona. We're well and truly deep into the group stages now, here in heat number 3. Medrado taking on Jamorn. And this almost feels like a crossroads. It feels a little bit like a crossroads.
There's a lot of pressure on this game, it looks like, yeah.
Just purely based as we can our other match happening currently here in the group stages.
Goal.
Looks to me as if after
कसको रन
had a torrid time. We
अब यहाँ भिलाले हानेछ गोल त
opened the scoring against Good.
It's an early goal as well, and we didn't see. I'm not too sure that we noticed in the second game that Good would have played, or the game that we saw. I think.
अब यहाँ भिलाले उता हान्थ्यो गु गेम्सलाई पनि गोल.
But I thought I saw it flash up on screen for a second. But yeah, I mean it's things can swing very, very quickly. I think after this game, Harry, we're going to have a better picture, like a slightly better picture. Because
secondary stream ले main stream ले यता रहेछ main मा चाहिँ त्यो रहेछ ल यता main start भयो केटा.
That we are. Thank you for your patience. It is now time for Medrado and Jamorn to butt heads. The Brazilian attacking here first, trying to slice through the defence and find Marcus Rashford, but in the changed away strip, if you will, Jamorn, and here's Rafinha for him. Red cursor for the young man from Thailand. His debut last season, age 14. Here he is, a year older, a year wiser, and forcing a corner.
And a year better as well. I mean, you know, you've had a lot of practice, a lot of changes, I think, as well. But I think the game on mobile as well, from somebody, you know, looking at it here, such as myself, I do feel like that there's a lot of, you know, the game looks really, really, really nice on mobile in terms of when it's in transition. That's where a lot of these guys look to set the pace, I think, when they break down possession.
Definitely, that's a key night. Balde here for Jamorn. Just settling into this game, Rafinha. Pretty unpredictable in and around the box. As Medrado there seems to be signalling to our referee. We'll have to wait and see what is going on there. But either way, you're right. I think it is in transition where some of the best players on eFootball Mobile really earn their money. They really put the pedal to the metal, as people
I
say.
think that's
you know?
it. Yeah, it's a better way of putting it, I suppose. That they when they get that chance, they do seem to place a big emphasis on that possession game and being able to actually dominate with possession a little bit more. But we're gonna have to see what happens here. But I do feel that one thing I've noticed that you had said to me,
यस्तो छ हो गेमको
you
हालत
seem to
देखेको केटा
fly by on mobile, that like chances come a little bit further between. But it's interesting to see as these games progress. We've had another chance there, I think, from the secondary stream in match 6. Still 1-0, I think, putting match
उता चाहिँ गु गेम्स र त्यसको भइरहेको छ
The wonderful thing about this in-person event here in Barcelona, we can take a peek at the other match that's going on while our referee is getting himself acclimatized with the situation here on the stage. Of course, competitive integrity are utmost importance. But now, though, Apple Mashvili seems to be going
Penalty.
very, very well, and that is a rash challenge. What's the referee going to give? Just a yellow.
पेनल्टी छैन फ्री किक होला
Penalty as well. Let's see
So
where
is
he
it
spots
outside the
this one.
box? Yeah, for a yellow, usually outside the box there. He's stuck.
पेनल्टी दियो बे कसम
He's in it.
That's really tough. He's clearly not very happy with how he's playing so far.
That's probably been the surprise
यहाँ पनि ल्याएको
of
थिएछ
the
ल
mobile, I would say. Harry has it. I mean, you know, you were talking it up and talking up different things and
यस्तो छ
talking,
बडा
you know,
कोनामीमा आजलाई गेम
it's, you know, had playing club finals before and has this pedigree about him. Can he push through? Sometimes it just does not.
उनीहरु खेल्दै फेरि के हो
You know,
सिस्टम
and when that happens, it can be very difficult to actually, because it's such a quick format and such a quick turnaround of games. Sometimes it's kind of hard to right those wrongs if you not even doing anything wrong yourself, but it's like I'm tactically set up. I've been practicing these tactics. I know what I'm doing. My players are still the same, but it's just not falling for me, or I'm just coming up against somebody that just seems to have a better matchup against me. It's a difficult one, and it's a tough one to. I suppose it's tough. It's tough for the players that are playing as well, because they're trying obviously their best to play the way that they've always played. When things don't go against, or when things do go against you, you do have to change it. And I mean, even drawing on your wealth of experience, we've spoken about it before. You go back to Uzmakabil, like he seems to have really fixed what his issues were in real time, which is incredible to see. And you'll see with these mobile guys as well, if things aren't working out for them tactically, or if something is, you know, amiss, obviously that's an important part of it as well, that, you know, these guys are going to actually try their best to get any advantage that they can within their own parameters of how they play and set up, because it can be difficult when things start to go against you.
Indeed it can. I think this is going to present quite an interesting psychological challenge for these two young men on the stage. Of course, one dramatically younger than the other, but still both with youth on their side. When you get things going, you mentally prepare yourself, you set your tactics up, you prepare yourself ready to go to war, and then it's a false start.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of mental fortitude to kind of bring yourself back into the moment, and oftentimes it's the cooler head that will prevail in that type of scenario. So I wonder whether or not, despite his age, it might just be favouring here the young man on your screen.
He looks chill, he looks calm, and I think this is just part and parcel of it. And I do think that, you know, it's definitely something that you just have those quieter moments a little bit to be able to think, okay, was I happy with my setup? Was I happy with my starting 11? Do I have a plan B, C, and D if things go against me here? And maybe it's just that intervention where it can go the opposite way. It can be an actual advantage to you, where you're actually thinking to yourself, okay, well, like, look, this is happening, this is it, and let's just roll with it and see how we come out the other side of it, because this is not going to dictate whether you win or lose the World Finals, stuff like this. But it does kind of depend on how you actually mentally, you know, compartmentalize it, I suppose, and
we are working on
just take it in
reconnecting
your
गरे
stride and be able to actually, you know, assess it. And I just feel like it's the calm before the storm, though, as we kind of go into it. It's been a nice little reprieve as well, because there's so much to talk about. There's still so many talking points there, and we still have the actual top two to play off against each other. There's so many storylines being written, Harry.
Of course, this is match number 8 of our stream here today. We're 4 hours into a stream in which we need to find 2 worthy world finalists to represent this great historic club. And you're right, it just adds to the tension. It's the calm before the impending storm.
We are getting a look at the beautiful studio, though. That's one thing.
That's the benefit.
That is the
of this,
benefit of it
definitely.
here. I mean, it's so nice. It's really nice.
I've been here so many times.
You're just like a piece of the furniture now.
I am
See,
at this
for
point.
me, it's new. You know, it's new for me. So new. It's been a while since I was here, so it's still always fun to come. And I'm blown away every year, especially from somebody that was here like a while ago and has come back. I'm blown away just by like when everything is set up. These guys that are playing, the competitiveness of it and the way that it's run, it's just it's cool to see for anybody that's watching at home and is looking at what's so different about playing at this high level. It's not one thing that you point at.
I am back.
This match, it will be a full restart. No goals to speak of in the 10 or so in-game minutes we played, so why not play from scratch? Let's get ready for it. Medrano and Lamorne once again steady themselves. They will have to recenter themselves here after what was a false start and somewhat of an extended break.
Careless.
That extended break is now over. Thank you for your patience. Medrano in the home strip.
Dekhana gyo.
Cursor up against Jamon of Thailand with the red cursor. And it's Medrano, the Mario Cup winner of 2026. Trying to add another trophy to his collection.
ल म एकछिन फोन हान्छु
And it will be such a psychological challenge this match. It is tough to reset yourself sometimes. Well, there's a 6-year age difference between the two. Medrado
राफिना
is of age.
ऊ हेरौँ मैले के हो
Possession here with Rafinha. Might just have a slight
ऊ हान्छ
good wager and
उई छिराइदिरा ल ब्राजिलकोले
Medrado scored on the base of the post and in.
It creeps in. Creeps in. Lewandowski had a lot to say today. A lot of good scoring across all games, but that's kind of a bit of a little bit of possession, prolonged possession, just kind of probing. But it happens very quickly. We get a replay there for you guys, but it happens very quickly, Harry, where the ball just goes in and it's just off his foot, you know, out of his body, and a goal. 1-2 passes. Oh.
The scenario Medrado has been playing over in his head throughout the break. Look at that.
That's just a
That's
fortunate
nice.
bounce.
Fortunate spin after the bounce. Trickle in. And it's 1-0 to Medrado. Here is the confirmation. Latest goal scored by the man all the way from Brazil. Lewandowski here for Jamon. Have to pick himself up after conceding early on. Don't forget, he was 2-0 down against Rentau in his
He
first
won't
game of
panic
the group.
just yet. There's still time, but it's just he just has to set himself in. We'll get chances.
Will, and they will come throughout the rest of this match. Just 25 minutes gone, so plenty of time, and it's a great way to start by winning the ball on the halfway line. Sadly, can't quite connect with that pass. Today across the halfway line now. Medrado being very patient. The more Jamon steps off and marks the runs, the more he realises he has time on the ball. That time though, short dwelling. And Jamon is perhaps guilty of rushing things here
Yeah, I
a
was
little
just
bit.
about to say it's a great point. His passing is not as patient as you would expect from somebody with his talent. He's just maybe just trying to get into it a little bit more. A lot of 1-2s, a lot of runs, just not really letting the players extend their runs out.
Wow. First real chance here for Jamon. Lewandowski into the box. Oh, had a couple of men
ओइ
waiting for the pass. Oh no, with the control strike.
कस्तो मिस गरेको हौ
Last. It's gone behind. We'll see it better here. Looks like it'll be a corner to come with it. No, I think
It's
it's
off
all
there.
that.
Yeah, I think so. That could have gone anywhere. There's a little bit of frustration there. I think maybe with Lewandowski, the angle just wasn't with him. So he had to probably do what he did there in that situation. He could have maybe tried chipping, but it was a tight angle there. Very, very tight call.
But there are those signs of life we were expecting of Jamon. I tell you, Medrado living dangerously here at the back. First half in the books then. Medrado 1, Jamon.
हाफ टाइम भयो होइन बल्ल
Yeah, that possession stat tells the tale there. Because I think that Jamorn has just hasn't got into the game, has he? I mean, we saw similar earlier on in the stream with Priamashvili that he just couldn't get a footing in the game. This is what's happening here. He had that one chance, could have went in, but it's just needs to kind of get a bit more aggressive.
Well, he will have kick-off for the second half. So a chance to put some territorial pressure perhaps onto Medrado, who has been flying so far here on the stage.
उल्टा पेल्दैछ त हो त्यसले
Rafinha. Just trying to turn his man, a chance for
हानिदियो अर्को पनि
No, he's going for the stunning
द्याट्स द गोल
It almost takes the back of the net off. Medrado, 2-0.
We've seen stunning shots already today. There's an explosion of emotion here behind us. But I feel like that's a huge goal. I'm
gap at the back of the stage for him to fall off when he rolls backwards on his chair after scoring a goal in his celebrations, Medrado. Nice build-up here, though, in response by Jamon, and he'll win a corner.
Well, I mean, what would the odds have been on, you know,
1567 हैन
Brazilian opponents being 2-0 down in both games? He came back 2-2 against Rentau, we already saw on the stream. But he do it again.
Chance to maybe spark the comeback following the corner, but cool as you like at the back from Medrado. Robert Lewandowski. Medrado in, not quite in dreamland just yet, but certainly the more comfortable of the two on the stage. Pedri, Rafinha. Oh, he's gone for goal himself.
Why not? Had the options up front as well, hadn't he?
There's another glimpse or two of perhaps some rushed chances up front. This is beautiful build-up though by Jamon. Ferran Torres into the box.
Wait, what a save यार.
Goalkeeper, full stretch and clear by Medrado.
Lollipop. Wait.
Now, real chance for a counter here, you know. Rafinha. Oh, that's a beautiful tackle, textbook.
It's opened up massively now.
Lo.
Just tackles going in everywhere.
Look at this.
Through wall.
Too much on that pass there to Fermin far side.
Yeah, that passage of play there from Jamorn, I know he didn't score out of it, but that just shows why we are probably talking him up a little bit. I know the result is not going his way, but it's just beautiful, intricate. Barcelona passing range replicated in football, and I think he's going to have to put more of your team here as the formational changes and the tactical changes here, the quick counter, the formations, but Medrado has impressed me, Harry. He's very, very, very impressive in this game so far, and he looks a little bit he's got the celebrations, but he looks calm, he looks kind of steady, doesn't he, in play. He knows that this is a huge statement win if he can get it, so that's why he's probably locked in here. He'll be locked in.
Been very impressive so far from the two matches. 2026 Romario Cup winner. Medrado would love to extend that. Look at that.
हान्दियो फेरि ल 3 हान्दियो आयो बबल नि दिजो अनुमति
Surely now, game, set, and match.
I think so. I think at this stage of the game, what, 15 minutes left? Just under 15 minutes. And now we see Medrado. I mean, perfectly when you look at it, like he's been so calm, but again, when he gets that chance to actually punch through, he's going straight. He's just relentless. He has been absolutely relentless.
He has been really good, taking his pick in terms of who he wanted to pass to.
ल
Brazil very well represented here in quantity and quality at the Barcelona Club event finals. Can Jamon get one on the board? Just kind of tells the entire tale of his day.
Yeah, it just hasn't been able to get into it, which is, I don't know. There isn't much more to analyze than that. It's
Way.
but I just feel he just hasn't been able to get standing in the game, and that's Medrado has done that to him today. It's just been a really, really, really solid performance from Medrado. There's not much more to say about it. He's shut down everything he's tried to do. He's congested the midfield, and he's hit him on the break when he could, and scored goals when he could. So it's been a perfect match for Medrado.
Well, Lamine into the box.
Way.
Go for some showboating skills at this stage. You know you're probably not going to salvage a response in terms of getting any result back in your favour, but Frankie de Jong here for Medrado. As far on the pitch, it's a cynical challenge, knowing the game's over.
के फलानेको हौ
But it might just give one last chance to Medrado to extend his goal difference, which could be very telling
Obi?
The goalkeeper to take it.
Oh, he's going for it now. He's really
Oh, he almost scored as well.
the cheeky one. It's the cheeky
के गर्यो त मैले जिकी लिएर आइदिँदा हो त्यो त
Well, I don't want to say maximum disrespect.
Yeah.
जित्यो रेन्टा भन्छु मेड्राडो कि के नाम भने
Jamal will certainly be ruining this result and remembering that one.
आफ्नै मोबाइल हुँदै रहेछ हौ
Match in difficult circumstances, respect shown between the two. And truly, a great game from Medrado. He has been, I don't want to say the surprise package, but
Yeah.
definitely one of those that I've kind of seen fly under the radar. I know the other four by name, but Medrado is one of those players that now is making a name for himself right here, right now.
Definitely. But the way he was talking in the videos earlier in the interviews, he's saying, listen, if you get to a competition, like, I'm not here to take part, I'm here to actually win this thing. And he's played like that. In fairness to him, like, he's taken his chances, and I would say that he's been one of the more clinical players that I've seen today across all platforms. Like, he's just been deadly in front of goal, and I think that match meant a lot to him. That's a huge save for him as well. Under the radar, as you just said there, that suited him. I think that suited him because he is very, very dangerous. That's the only chance we're seeing on screen there from Jamornan.
ल आफ्नै दिल छेक्दा रहेछ नि त यसमा त
You take that if you're Medrado. He kind of isolated him and he kind of shut him down. He didn't get a chance to get in.
The only two players we've seen so far today take the main stage and come out unscathed with a maximum 6 points from 6.
For people watching, come on boys, like the stream, share the stream and subscribe the stream.
Truly good company to be keeping there, Medrado, as we see some of his handiwork here in the replays.
Yeah, three. Kind of like the goals he's scoring as well. There's a bit of variety, you know. They're not just like it's very hard. I'm trying to kind of track what he's trying to do, but he seems to be very adaptable in how he plays, and whatever's opening up for him, it's very instinctual that he's not even getting on the ball for his own just the minute he gets a chance. That's what impressed me most about it. I like the confidence from him. I like the style that he's playing, and he's definitely backing up that kind of, you know, being the champion. See the celebrations coming in here. I kind of do like that as well. Now, if I was playing against him and he was doing that against me, we could have issues. But I do like that. You know, I like that little bit of showmanship. I do like it.
I'd like to think the Brazilians have been practicing the celebration. We saw them ready.
Marcus Medrado Alpareche atina पनि आम्बो कस्तो नाम पनि जामरपोङ उप्राफाटे
Maybe they definitely have these celebrations kind of checked off the list every time they have a goal. I mean, you're scoring a lot of goals. You need to have a celebration. Obviously, you know they're coming into this. Both Brazilians to kick off this group stage right now have been on top. That's surprising, not really at all for you guys.
I would say probably not really. I didn't think it would be, at the risk of saying it, if I didn't think it would be that Red Town in 3-0, and then back-to-back seeing Medrado in 3-0. I can't be so profiles from Brazil, and in fact the last 2 years, Red Town in 24, Juninho in 25, how they hailed from that country, but I didn't think it would be this seamless, at least not on the main stage where things should be quite close.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I mean, that is, you did say it, it is kind of a little bit of a surprise package through it because of the route through. Obviously, winning the Romario Cup has, it kind of has mixed like advantages and disadvantages in terms of it's a brilliant pathway in, but then when you get here, you're playing a different format and you're playing against guys that have gone through a different format and gone through different seasons, I suppose, that way. It hasn't looked like that though from Medrado today, and his first club finals, like, that's serious talent and potential for him as well to go on even further in this. Every sign he's today, and he's really backed up his talk as well of being here to actually win everything and not just take part.
Yeah, the celebrations really give it on how much confidence
Yeah,
there is, how much
definitely.
there is to score and to win. That when it happens, you really let out so many emotions. I feel like you guys are letting out some emotions as well as really getting into it with the celebrations and everything. I'll get a celebration from you guys eventually. Let's see.
The robot? Anyone remember
The
the
baby,
robot?
that's the one to go to. That's what I do.
Of course, yeah.
If I score online, that's what I do.
Is that the baby?
Into the camera, yeah. Watch the baby.
Okay.
Yeah.
Harry, is your go-to is the robot?
It's got to be the robot.
That's not intimidating.
goal.
He's nice. He's nice guy.
He's too nice.
Yeah.
He's too nice.
Thanks, guys.
We have the next matchup coming up. The players are getting ready in this little tunnel that we have leading up to the main stage. It's Gu and Rantao coming to the main stage next. What do you guys think of this matchup right now?
Well, I know my memory serves correctly, but I'm trying to think
We
where
trust you, Harry.
these two sit in the group as things stand, but I can tell you for certain this is a
गु गेम्स पुरै सिरियस छ एउटा त्यसले जित्नै पर्ने होला अब
grand finals. If some things had gone differently on that day, maybe we're talking about Gu being the world champion for 2024, but in the end it was Rentao. It's going to be interesting to see, of course, on that day Rentao won 2-0. They also rematched in Manchester United in the other leg finals at Old Trafford last season. Gu got the better of him that day, if I remember correctly. So, yeah, it's going to be really interesting here. These two have a lot of history against each other.
And that rivalry will come into it. Again, we'll see the results we've already seen Rentao, we've seen Gu as well earlier today. The body language from both of them there kind of tells the tale of how their day has gone so far, which is, it's tough. Like we've said it, it's such a difficult one that when things don't go your way, it's very hard to right the wrongs of what you're doing. And then you're playing against good opponent after good opponent after good opponent. There's no easy game. So when that happens, it can be very difficult to adapt to it. I think only the great players are able to analyze it in real time and do that. But Gu still has a massive potential ahead of him. But Rentao looks chill as well.
Yeah.
And as you said, it's a bit of rivalry here as well.
Yeah, for those interested and keeping score, the rivalry between these two, I say rivalry, but of course the World Finals in 2024, that was 2-0 to Rentao. Then of course they matched up last season in Manchester United Club's event finals. That time it was Gu winning 1-0. So this could be the decider in the best of three, if you will. These two really, really strong players. Depending on how the table looks, I think that it could be for quite a lot of marbles here, depending on who will be top two at the end of the day.
This match is a tiebreaker between these two players. It is Gu versus Rentao.
It's Gu versus Rentao. Will you let it go? Comment down.
Time and time again, they always seem
It's Rentao versus
Barry.
एकछिन हेराउँथ्यो म हेर्छु ल कति बजे के थियो भनेर
Seemingly on better form. Yeah, fine form and festival here in Barcelona. For Gu, you can see just based on his body language, it's just a bit laboured and clearly not very happy with how things have gone so far today.
Yeah, I agree. I think just looking at the body language there, I mean, we saw sometimes the first match goes against you, you can bounce back, as we've already seen today, or even if you ship a very heavy, like a loss, like if you lose a lot in one game, you can kind of just chalk it down and you can just put it to bed. But I think if that starts to follow you through into the next game, it's very hard to shake it off after two games.
अहिले कसको रेन्टाओ र ज्याक्स गु गेम्सको हैन
Looks very chill. They do have a history though, and you mentioned it, Harry. Like
रेन्टाओ र गु गेम्स के हो भइरहेको खास के भइरहेको मैले केही बुझिनँ यार
Absolutely. Rentao himself mentioned in the video that they've matched up three times previously. I'm missing a bit of data there. I'm trying to rack my brain because I know they matched up in the world final
यसपछि एउटा गेम छ त्यस केटा त्यसपछि फाइनल हुन्छ हैन
against each other outside
त्यही हो
Manchester United club event. It's I'll have to go do my research.
यसपछि एउटा गेम छ हैन ज्याक्स आरएम भर्सेस अप्रियाम बिलीको अनि त्यसपछि हाम्रो फाइनल हुन्छ
Give us the intel that actually it's Gu that's gotten the better of him more often than not. Yeah. Brentao won the big one.
रेन्टाओ मेड्राडो
The score here in Barcelona.
रेन्टाओ र मेड्राडोको नै पर्छ होला हो फाइनल पनि मेरो विचारमा है ए ब्राजिलियनकै पर्छ टुक्क दुईटा ब्राजिलियनको अनि उनीहरूको पऱ्यो कि नै वे उनी दुइटाको पऱ्यो कि नै जे यसको र यसको मेड्राडोको भयो कि नै यसले चाहिँ यता मेड्राडो र रेन्टा मेड्राडो र रेन्टाको त परेकै छैन त हौ
I wish I knew what the third occasion was. Killing you now. I know it's killing you. It's the perfectionist in me. Regardless, they will meet here yet again. Brentao against Gu. It is the 2024 World Champion in the home strip and well, the 2024 World Championship runner-up.
Let's watch it brother, let's go
Precursor, and that changed Barca's strip. With eyes on trying to
पेड्री यो सेतोवाला गु गेम्स रातोवाला रेन्टाओ है रेन्टाओ जित्छ होला हौ रेन्टाओ फर्ममा छ यो गु गेम्सले एउटा गेम पनि जिते हैन पुरै त्यसको होपै डाउन भएको होला सायद
for Barcelona. It could be done. Brentao with the earliest strong spell.
लभली उही हान्छ
Ferran Torres. Oh, the
उही मिस्ड रेन्टाओ कस्तो बारमा हानेको
have we seen it ricochet in from the post?
अँ
This time, the frame of the
उही
goal
बबल उही
Gu's skin here in the opening 15. Frankie de Jong. Sadly turns the ball over and Brentao just taking his time here.
अघि नै खेल्ने बल हो मलाई लाग्छ पेद्री पेद्री मार्कस रासफोर्ड टु टोरेस भनेको थिएँ जोन गार्सिया
Certainly seems the happier of the two in the opening 25. No goals as of yet. It's been a tough day from what we've seen of Gu. Yeah. Obviously we saw him open the show, the curtain raiser for Mobile after going 1-0 up against Medrano. Sadly surrendering that scoreline over by the full-time whistle. Seems to have gone very similarly elsewhere off-stream for him. So
Wait, wait,
tabs on everything.
wait, don't they end the get? Lovely long ball to Lamine Yamal. के कता खान्छ छ Lamine Yamalले
To this one. Galloped into the box now as
हान्दियो
meant to try and find
ओ हु 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 हु
that would have been something special. With how much the ball has stayed in play here in the first half. We
lovely ball
almost at half.
oh
Almost finding that
अलि
chance.
धेरै भयो
But the first half will end 0-0 between Gu and Brentao.
Yeah, Brentao, I mean, they both had chances there, but I think Gu probably had the best chance there, and he had just one at the end there as well. He probably should have done a lot better with. Brentao is playing definitely on his terms. I mean, he's got 41 passes compared to 21, passes that Gu has, and he's dominating possession. thing I like is with Rentau is that he plays the ball in those middle areas, but he's super patient. He's a lot more patient than most people I've seen. He just waits and waits and waits and waits, and then he pulls the trigger. And if it's not on, he just recycles the ball back. Serious patience for that. That's why he's playing the way he is, because he's used to actually
Long.
going a goal up, I would say.
Oi. Rafinha to Pedri to Pau Cubarsí to Lamine Yamal, Marcus Rashford, Ferran Torres, Marcus Rashford, Pedri, Rafinha, Pedri, Marcus Rashford. Oh my, के झिराइदिएको रनमध्ये नर्मल सर्ट पनि बवाल हान्दै रहेको र नर्मल सर्ट पनि स्विङ रबर गाँस्दै जान्छ यार
It's just better attacking. It's just a brilliant goal.
It's great to see a smile back on his face. As I said before, after winning in 2021,
कस्तो हान्दिएको थियो यार रकेटमा
missing last year. Been waiting for this kind of in-person event
Ui.
to really reignite them.
जुलिस कुन्डे
Rentau knows he can bring.
to Lamine Yamal wait
Look at how happy he is.
टर्न गर्छ
Attacking again here, far side, Lamine Yamal.
हेडान्छ
Rashford again.
ओह
Showtime card that time. Can't get anything on target.
Yeah, I think who's going to go in and change things.
यस्तो खतरा स्कोर लगाएर जान्छ रनमा त्यो अनि 3-1-3-3 अब के फर्मेसन हो रनमध्ये यस्तो यता फेरि मेड्राडो र पेम्बेलाको लेभेन्डोस्की and that's the goal by the Medrado.
Medrado against Amashvili.
Lewandowski again showing his class.
Has scored not one but two goals, it looks like. Romario Cup champion.
ल यहाँ हान्दा रहेछ त 2 गोल मेड्राडोले 2 गोलको लिड अगाडि होइन यता सुरु भयो मेड्राडो रेन्टाकै हो क्या फाइनल त ढुक्क यो हेर्न मजा हुन्छ बरु ओइ ओहो हो 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 हो
Rentau trying to turn the screw. Yamal cross.
ओइ Marcus Rashford
20 minutes left in this match. A tough day at the office for Goop.
ओइ के गर्छ हौ
It just seems to have not been his day so far today. Just hasn't been able to get into it. He's had
Frank
a couple of
Dujon.
chances in each game that we've seen.
Strong challenge. Looks as if
लभली
Lisa
अलि हतार गऱ्यो हौ रनमध्ये होल्ड गरी खेल्न
he will have to wait
अहिले जान्छ बाल्डे
club event to see if he can
राफिना उठाइदे बल
final screw club event finals. Here's Balde.
ओहो हो हो
Well, still 5 minutes to play here, so there's a chance. Plays his
लभली यार पेद्री
Pedri.
ला भित्रतिर लङ पर्छ
Well, isn't it?
It just in. Oh, about to tick over into the 90th minute of the match.
कहाँ खेलेको हौ
Tau. He said in the video. Played 3 times against Ku before. Invested
जित्यो
twice. I think he's just evened up the scorecard here.
Rentau is the winner man
The Brazilian champion of 2024 with another
अब चाहिँ हाम्रो कसको छ भनेपछि अब त्यो एप्रियम भिल्ला र त्यो त्यसकोसँग ज्याक्स आरएमको त्यो थाइल्यान्डको गाई छ नि त्यसँग छ अनि त्यसपछि जो हेरौँ भने ग्रुप स्टेजको टेबल आउँछ त्यसपछि जो र्याङ्क 1 र र्याङ्क 2 मा हुन्छ नि उनीहरूको फाइनल हुन्छ है त
Well, listen, it's a tough day at the office for Gu. I mean, he's obviously upset in himself. You don't like seeing that either because of the pressure these guys put on themselves. It just didn't fall for him today in the games that we saw, even on stream. Like, it just didn't seem to, like, he's not losing, you know, that game too much. It's 1-0. But I think he knows himself that he did struggle today, especially some of the passes that he was making. It just did not go for him today, which can happen as well, Harry. I mean, there's a lot of pressure on possession-wise, I mean, Rentau, passing-wise. It just held the tail there. He was a one-shot on target. It was a good chance from Gu, but after that, Rentau played on his terms.
हाइलाइट दिँदा हुँदैछ गडमा मुतेर हेर आया प
Yeah, he does seem to be back, and that's dangerous. I mean, you said it earlier, like, if he can start firing on all cylinders, this is the tournament now. I think he would have probably earmarked that he's got his chance, and he's saying, listen, I'm here in person now. He's pointed himself a few times today and saying, listen, I'm here in the flesh, okay? I'm going to be loud, but I'm going to back up what I'm saying. We've seen that with the Brazilian guys today. That's what he's starting to do. Possession has been very, very solid. He's very methodical in how he's approaching the game as well. He's analysing what then he gets a chance. And similar to Medrado, there's kind of a lot of cross. You know,
भिरारा पहिरो खोलाको बाटो
he's a great guy. I'm sure he'll be back. But it is a tough one for him. It's been a tough day for him as well, hasn't it?
It has, especially when you consider his pedigree, Alex, in former
आयुमा मोटू मेरी भाई मेरे मोटू मेरे बीच चलते थे सुबह मिस करने देखा था
So far in the main stage, it's been a Brazilian clean sweep, has it? A lot of noise, a lot of passion, really, and very. Didn't know you spoke Brazilian.
Well,
Speak Portuguese.
I'm just translating what I think he's saying. It's open to correction. I'm sure people are saying, no, that's not what he's saying at all. But I think that's probably what his body language has been. Is to say, like, listen, I'm here, I'm ready, I've done it before, I'm going to do it again. And he's just been very, calm today in his play. But similar to Medrado, I mean, when you look at the group stage or the group standings, like, it's had that sort of flair about it, hasn't it? Where these two guys seem to be the informed players and seem to be at all, I think.
Yeah, we're seeing the group table here. I mean, Medrado and Rentao with the top two spots. So more than just under 2 or 3 points out there so far with no points.
यो गु गेम्स त आउट भइसक्यो
Is this
अब पेम बेला पनि आउट भइगयो
or is it kind of not entirely surprising?
अब
anything speaks to the depth and quality that is Brazilian. He looks mobile at this point.
अब इन्ट्रेस्टिङ गेम छ बड्डा
Way at the top of the table. Trying to think who Rentao would be playing next. Because Jamon will play actually a Machbili. Obviously, goal difference comes into it. So, trying to think, well, it would be
They play each
Medrado,
other, yeah. They play each other. And I have
अब त्यो नम्बर 3 को छ नि त्यो जेएक्स आरएम र नम्बर 5 को त्यो अप्रियम भिल्लीकोसँग हुन्छ
live on the main stage.
अब इन्डियामा जसले जित्छ नि अब जस्तै एपएम भेले जित्यो भने जित्यो रेन्टावर र मेटाडोको हुने भइहाल्यो होइन यदि चाहिँ जेएक्स आरामले जित्यो भनेपछि चाहिँ के हुन्छ अब जिडी अनुसारले हुन्छ क्या
Look at them there, side to side. I think they're warmed up, they're ready. Trying to keep a game face on, but they seem just very like I'm ready to go.
किन हुन के हो
Barry, are you gonna translate Portuguese?
I'll try to translate for the fans at home, yeah. If you want, I am fluent. Well, no, I'm not. But I do feel we won't need to with these guys because the expressions that will be coming out here, you won't need any language with them. I mean, it'll just be, when they're happy, they're happy. And I think we've seen them only be happy today, especially Medrado. Will a little bit of questions come, you know, he's 9 points there, he's keeping the stake really, like in terms of like, this is probably a match for him where he probably wants to say, listen, I'm the next big thing coming here now, you've had your time, it's my time now baby, and that's what could happen today if there is a little bit of spice to it.
गुगेम अफिसियली आउट भइहाल्यो
I think this is the match, you know, that is going to tell a lot going on as well, like later in the year.
I agree with you. I would be really surprised. I mean,
गुगेम र अपेम भेला त अफिसियली आउट भइसक्यो दुइटा अब जेएक्स आराम रेन्टावर र मेटाडोमा चाहिँ के हुन्छ भन्ने कुरा
so how much do you really give away in terms of a game plan here if you're either man? Because we know for sure we're going to be seeing Medrado feature there. So maybe he holds things back.
सबभन्दा बेस्ट गेम ड्र गर्नुपर्छ दुइटाले मेटाडो र त्यसको यिनीहरू सेयर गेम ड्र गाउँछन् बे पिलर दाइ 8 मा लभली यार अरूको कतिमा छ यता त लभली लभली तिमीले कहाँबाट हेरेको ब्राजिल भर्सेस ब्राजिल होइन इन्डोनेसियामा गेम ड्र भयो भने चाहिँ दुइटैको फाइनल हुन्छ यदि चाहिँ कसैले हार्यो भनेपछि चाहिँ कसैले हार्यो भन्दा त्यो रेन्टावरले हार्यो भनेपछि चाहिँ के हुन्छ भने चाहिँ अनि उता फेरि जेएक्स आइराम र अर्को छ त्यो के अरे अप्रियाम भिल्ली छ नि त्यो मसँग भएको मसँग खेलेको हो तिनवटाको हुन्छ तिनवटामा चाहिँ जेएक्स आइरामले जित्यो भनेपछि चाहिँ अब गोल डिफरेन्सले चाहिँ को खेल्ने भन्ने हुन्छ फाइनल चाहिँ सररा उडेर आकाश गुडेर त्यसको एउटा स्टार्ट भयो होला अब स्टार्ट हुँदैछ परदेशी मोमाइन को 4 मा छ मोमाइन परदेशी मोमाइन भनेको हाम्रो खेम ब्रदर हो क्या सायद खेमराज सायदै खेम हो जस्तो लाग्छ हिजो 6 मा त्यो खेम आज चाहिँ अगाडि आयो होला ब्रो लभली यार म्याम पुलिस सब नेपालीहरुमा टपमा गयो त मजा हुन्थ्यो र माथि परदेशी मोमाइनको टप 4 मा छ हाम्रो के रे तिमीलाई वहाँ इन्स्टामा पठाउन इन्स्टामा फ्रेन्ड छौ भने इन्स्टामा मलाई पठाउन त्यो स्क्रिनसट गरेर तिमी छौ भने चाहिँ ल हान्दिरा हो मेडाडोले सुरुमै हान्दिरा गोल अब रेन्टाले हार्यो भने चाहिँ केटा हो उता जेएक्सएलमा जित्यो भने चाहिँ जान्छ जेएक्सएलमा फाइनलमा
Rentau is not a guy you want to go down to early doors in terms of his scoreline like this because he will be so possession based. Chance for Medrano to reply. Rafinha twisting and turning one way, finding Fermin waiting to receive.
अब यो ज्याक्सन गर्ने 15 वर्षको थियो रनमध्ये साइकको जस्तो सबभन्दा कान्छ यो ज्याक्सन रहेछ त्यसपछि मेड्राडो रेन्टाले हानेको गोल लसाइको गोल हानिदियो केटा हो रेन्टाउलाई मेड्राडोले हान्यो अब रोमारियो कपबाट त्यो हुँदैछ 30 मिनटबाटै डबल बार हिट गरे त्यही भनेको सुरुमा गोल हानिदियो रेन्टाले अनि डबल बार गरिहाल्छ ड्यामेज ब्रो तिमी त्यसमा म त्यो के अरे मलाई इन्स्टामा पठाउ त के अरे हाम्रो उता के अरे नाम अर्जुन ब्रो इन्फिनिटी फुटबलमा पठाउ ल फेरि इन्फिनिटी फुटबल वालामा त्यसमा पठाउ फास्ट अब यो किन साउन्ड अगाडि आइरहेको भयो अहिले के सिस्टम हो ओए हान्दै लाग्यो रेन्टाले हान्दै त गोल पठाएनौ
had 3 goals, but you'd imagine, yeah, at least 2 minutes. Oh, nice fight to Pedri, but sadly, as you said, too much juice on it.
Yeah, too much power.
That might just allow a final attack of the half, will it, to Rental? If he's as ambitious as I suspect, the answer to that one is no. It's 2-1 at half time.
Interesting first half. 3 goals. Rental probably just looks a little bit more composed, but Medrano will want to keep that 100% record in the group stage, so I definitely think he get a chance or two in the second half. It remains to be seen if he can take those chances, but Rental is exactly where he wants to be right now.
हाफ टाइम रोकेर होइन अहिलेसम्म लेट्स गो लेट्स सी
But it is a free hit, this game.
It is.
It's a free hit.
Yeah.
It's an information gathering exercise for both of these men, which is why they're having fun.
Yeah. They're enjoying it.
Relaxing into the occasion and getting used to that stage. They've had plenty of reps up there. Both passed the test with flying colours. Here comes, well, Medrano.
उई
Nice dribbling, but only a corner comes of that. Lewandowski with the nice work that time.
Probably looking with that outside corner there. He's probably looking to, well, not outside corner as much, but he's probably looking to hit that with the left foot, and if he does, he can bring it around the keeper. But then on the flip side, he could score, and you'd say, oh, that's a brilliant goal. So,
Of course, hindsight, 2020 corner. Oh, it's still up for grabs here as it will fall to Rashford. Strong tackle. But Pedri adjudged to have fouled his man, so that will be a bit of a let-off for Rental. The ball right back to Medrano, though. He's inviting the chances of his countrymate here on the stage. For me, just carry the ball as far as he can. He might just get another toe to
Oi.
here. Still fighting for the
ओए फर्मिन लोपेज फर्मिन लोपेज
He is dribbling again. Rashford with the control strike, full stretch goalkeeper.
ओए बवाल छ भाइ यो भएन है रनमा दिनको साउन्ड अगाडि गेम पछाडि छ भाइ के हो सिस्टम
he's up in the ante here.
It's been all Medrano here in the second half so far. No reward for it as of yet. Rental surviving. Just taking that extra second there wisely. The 2024 World Champion was just relieve the pressure. That pass has gone too far and too fast.
Do you think, Gary, if we see these two guys again, that it'll be a much different game? Do you think it'll be more tactical? Because both they play with such flair and such attacking prowess, I suppose. It's hard to kind of switch that off when you're used to playing it.
Almost definitely so. I mean, we've seen a muted Rental so far.
Yeah.
I do think that part of that does come down to the experience when you think about what he went through in the 2024 season to secure the world
Taking
title.
his time to actually.
He takes those lessons with him most definitely. So as for Medrano, this is our first chance really to get eyes on him at a club event finals. And well, Rental, oh, that's a gift. That is an absolute gift.
रेन्टाले हान्थ्यो क्या
It's just a misunderstanding at the back, or he just doesn't clear it, doesn't get rid of the ball, gets trapped between his feet, whichever way you want to do it. I mean, it's just interception. He just kind of drags it into him with a dribble, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Kind of like a drag into him, and it's just intercepted. Nobody back. It's a clear shot and goal.
That puts him 2 goals clear of the man he is destined to face in the final later on.
Wait, wait. Pedri. Wait, कस्तो छिराको हो बल त्यहाँदेखि ल उहाँ सक्यो क्या यहाँ भक्क त्यो हुँदैछ ल केटा रेन्ट पनि पुग्यो रेन्टा र म्याड्राडोको त्यो भयो आई थिङ्क के अरे यो च्याम्प यस्तो भएर रहेछ केटा 5वटा चाहिँ किन हुँदो रहेछ भनेपछि छैन रहेछु फलो गरेको ए ओके छ त फलो गर न किलर 10 मारे ओके त्यो पठाउ न खै तिमीले के पठाएको यो आज भने पो जङ्गी ब्रोले गेम बिगारेछ यार
Shall we have a little recap of the day, of how the tables are set, and we'll keep with the mobile. Rentao and Medrado finish in the top two positions, going to that grand final. As you said, we'll see it in 40 minutes. Do you think the match will change a lot, or do you guys think it's going to more or less stay steady online, what we saw right now?
Yeah, a quick shout out before I answer that question to Jamal. He did all that he could. I believe he bested Apathy and Mashpili 2-0, but he did all he could in that occasion. Medrado sadly wasn't matching Rent.
Never plan a trip but don't want to put the end date on it. Same. That's kind of the whole point, right? To be the flexible things, no for return date. If additional online items for one-way tickets. Here's how I do it. I use Over Ticket and book my flight as fast as ordering an Uber. It's perfect for visa applications and when I want a flexible return date. Booking with Over Ticket is fast, cheap, and keep things spontaneous. Hence, save me so many times, especially for long-term trips when I don't have a fixed plan. Follow me for more details about flight tickets and with Over Tickets, book with peace of mind and explore more freely.
Push on it and get that equaliser, and sometimes that's all you need.
Yeah, I agree. I think when you a little bit more tactics come into it, you might be as aggressive as you could be, I suppose, and that's going to be something that you probably look at.
That equaliser, and sometimes that's all you need.
Yeah, I agree. I think when you a little bit more tactics come into it, you might be as aggressive as you could be, I suppose, and that's going to be something that you probably look at. I think it will have a difference. We'll have a look at the body language as well and how they embrace each other. Will it be all hugs and jokes? But I think that
ब्रो वान गेम हानौँ न फ्रेन्डली अहिले नहानौँ मलाई यार अहिले चाहिँ हेर न यहाँ त्यसमा छु नि त म बिजी बुझेनौ यहाँ त्यो हुँदैछ त उता त्यसले जितेछ जित्न त एक्सरामले जितेछ जित्न चाहिँ तर के गर्नुहोस् ल फाइनल है केटा हाम्रो रेन्ट आउँदा मेड्राडहरूको
And obviously, all Brazilian and fair in the final. You guys were excited for that one, literally since the start of the day. That was kind of one that we pointed.
हेलो अर्जुन ब्रो मलाई त्यो पठाउन
In the final, I think the final is going to be outstanding. But let's go back to the console standing because that is the first final that we're going to see here live. Let's remind everyone how that group stage ended and how those two players matched up right there. And it feels so long since I've said those names. It feels like a long time ago. But let's remind everybody, these two are our finalists in the console platform. You guys remember what happened about, 3 hours ago, give or take?
Yeah, of course. And I like it.
केटा अब फाइनल हुन लाग्यो होइन हाम्रो यो एमएस3 र यो के उसमा काबिल यो के नाम चाहिँ अब 6 पनि दुईटा गेम जितेको क्वालिफाई भएछ हो अनुमति रोड टु फाइनल्सको आयो केटा है ग्रुप स्टेज म्याच भयो ग्रुप स्टेज म्याचमा यस्तो छ यहाँ हाम्रो कन्सोलको सुरुमा चाहिँ कसको हुनु अब मोबाइलको हुनु लाग्यो कि कन्सोलको सायद कन्सोलको हुन्छ होला मेरो विचारमा है सुरुमा कन्सोलकै हुनु लाग्दैछ केटा आयो दाइ पठाइदिएको छु ओके ओके कहाँ गायब हो तिमी यार
Probably gonna get it. Harry. All right now, are you guys ready?
We're ready.
Go.
I'm excited. I'm excited.
कति बेलाको हो यो भर्खरको हो
Remember, there is yes penalties, extra time, and we are ready
भर्खरको त होइन यो
for the grand
22-42 भनेको भयो
Mascavila versus Mestre.
गिगी रहेछ कुसानो परदेशी नोमिन लभली परदेशी मोमाइन भने ओ राउन्डभरि हाम्रो पिलर दाइ 10 मा हाम्रो जङ्गे ब्रोले बिगारेछ कि गेम चाहिँ यार अहिलेको पठाउन अहिलेको छैन मेरोमा नेट स्लो छ ढिलो भयो अरे ओके ओके केही भएन अहिलेको पठाउन अहिलेको लेटेस्ट वाला यो त अघि नै रहेछ 11:42 भनेपछि त अहिलेको पठाएको थियो र कुन हो अहिलेको वाला चाहिँ यो त सब 10:42 मा पठाएको छ हो 10:42 वाला अहिलेको लेटेस्ट वाला के लेटेस्ट वाला तलमाथि चेन्ज भएको हुन्छ नि त त्यो वाला परदेशी 3 मा किलर 13 मा थियो अरे छैन त हेर त कहाँ छ त्यहाँ हेर त छैन मेरो भाइ हेर त कहाँ छ मैले त देखिनँ मैले देखिनँ यार छैन त्यो पठाएको त्यो छैन
I agree, and you're talking about, what ifs, what could have been, and you're mentioning penalties, and there is a little bit of crossover with these two guys. Mestre as well with penalties. You mentioned it earlier. It's a great point where you talked about it. Is that in both of these guys' heads that they might want to avoid penalties until it,
let's watch the final match है हामी चाहिँ अब
kind of, yes, you can practice them, but I mean,
छैन हो त्यो आएको छैन फेरि पठाऊ
way or don't make the right decision, ball just doesn't go in the angle you want it to go, or whatever. So I do think that people want to play the game on their terms, and that's why I think we could have a potential, like, tactical masterclass here from whoever does end up winning this, or else it could be a prediction of one moment magic. That is what it could be. Do you think they'll have changed their setup from when they played earlier? Like, do you think that they'll have already kind of looked at little tiny bits to change?
If I was Maccabeal, I would be surprised because obviously, I mean, you don't want to change something.
Let's go man, let's watch the final game है हाम्रो फाइनल गेम स्टार्ट हुन लाग्यो यता हाम्रो कन्सोलको हो इस बिट्विन मलेसिया भर्सेस अल्जेरिया अरे मलेसिया भन्छ अल्जेरिया भर्सेस स्पेन सो लेट्स सी कसले हान्छ त कसले मार्ला त बाजीगेडा फर्मिन लोपेज ओइ जुलियस कुन्डे
Quite spread out in terms of a back line, maybe go man marking,
इरिक गार्सिया
try and cut out the intended game plan. The problem is though, that is gonna
त्यस्तो लङ्गल भेटाउँछ लामिनेमाल
way more evident.
ओए
If Maccabeal smells blood, will
There's only so many areas of the pitch you can close down against guys these
Pedri
talented. That's the problem.
पेद्री ओए
It's not an easy course correction.
फर्मिन लोपेज
Just adapt. You adapt, they'll adapt back, and then it becomes a game of chess, really.
हाम्रो कस्तो परेशानी यार
See in the finals, like I know a lot of people at home will be watching. You'll see a lot of kind of like what I call possession.
जो जित्छ त एकैटा यसपल्ट चाहिँ वर्ल्ड फाइनलमा जान्छ ल त्यही चाहिँ
The play is developing in a way that
This is the match for the World Finals. Road to World Finals.
It's almost like calling a timeout.
Exactly. It's tactical.
फोकस भयो केटा हो
A free kick.
यो सेतोवाला चाहिँ मिस्ट्री है केटा हो सेतोवाला चाहिँ यो स्पेनको भयो रातोवाला चाहिँ हाम्रो अल्जेरियाको
Earlier, Dynaman really enjoying penalties.
उही
Tries to connect with a 1-2 in the box of his opponent, but in the World Championship final against Sweden, lost after missing 2 penalty kicks. They were so close. It's a penalty shootout away from being champion of the world at this point. It's heartbreaking.
And I'm sure these guys have both thought, like, penalties, it's just such, it's the smallest of margins, isn't it? Whatever happens in open play, yeah, you could probably live with it and say, yeah, look, this happened, that happened, you can analyse the full 90 minutes. Penalties, there isn't even much analysis to do over it. And that's the problem. It's a very, very, very tough loss to lose on penalties.
Well, with 15 minutes gone, we will see if we need the lottery that is the penalty shootout. For now, Fomi here for Miguel Mestre.
उही
Eric Garcia stepping up nicely for his Maccabiel. Every chance Mestre gets, you anticipate him almost wheeling the ball into the back of the net. Fomi here for the Spaniard. Just waiting to try and find Pedri Lewandowski.
Ooh.
Yeah, just overplayed that a slight bit there. He's had 2 good chances already, 2 half chances if he just makes a better decision, but he's dominating at the moment.
Good opening 20 minutes.
Oh.
Nice little boost there by Firmine. Across the
उही उही
Rashford
पेद्री
needed to stick
पेद्री वर्सेस पेड्री उही
Pedri. Lewandowski.
ओ
Out of danger here by his Maccabiel. And Mestre
That's the long ball.
That over the top ball from Maccabiel has been deadly today so far. Mestre was aware of it that time though, Harry, as you said, he has cut that down.
Lovely पेद्री पेद्री
Nice turn and back heel. Lewandowski.
And that's the goal by the Spanish guy Mestre, man. What a goal, yaar.
It's a cracker as well. That's showtime.
Lewandowski.
It's showtime here for Mestre as well. We talked about him overplaying it. We talked about him actually taking that extra touch. That time he just absolutely put his laces through it. I love to see those shots rattle in the net and you hear the sound. And it's just a lovely sharp turn to back heel. Lets it open up through his body. And it's the left foot finish with Lewandowski. But it's a little touch and go. Pedri the orchestrator again, I think it is here. And it's a brilliant smart finish just on the bottom corner. There's no saving that one, Harry. And Mestre, that's exactly what he needed because he has dominated the open passes.
Yeah, first time strike. Puts the man currently living in Valencia, about a couple of hours drive down the road, into the lead here in the console final. That gives us Maccabiel a lot to think about. In the group stages, when they matched up, it was this Maccabiel who scored and then never really looked back. Closing that one out 1-0, but Mestre
हान्छ उही what a defender, lovely.
so far so good.
Rafinha.
It's been mostly one-way traffic.
Yeah, Mestre's settled really, really nicely. But Maccabiel is looking for that ball that kind of he got much success of in the group stage and got against the group stage match against Mestre as well. Mestre just seems to be a little bit more clued into it, I think, at the moment.
Law fall.
Back into by his Maccabiel. That'll be a yellow card and a free kick and a chance to throw a bit of uncertainty amongst that back line. Maccabiel, 3-time world champion, 3-time eFootball Pro champion as well in this very arena. Both men with eFootball Pro titles to their name across the various years of that competition.
Again fall.
Yeah, both of these guys have unbelievable CVs, so to speak, eFootball resumes. But I do feel like that they're writing a new chapter in the rivalry here because Mestre, there's so
Ui,
Looking for Lewandowski.
कत्रो बल खेलेको हो खेल्न चाहिँ
Just retreat back a little bit here now, probably just looking to soak up a bit of pressure, hit him on the break.
There is that crossfield spraying pass from his Maccabeal. Worked for him in the group stages. He's going back to it here again towards the end of the first half. He's got a corner to work with. That's fine to
उई
he is on the ball here again.
उई किन ल्याग भएको
Another chance here. He looked dispossessed and well, the chance goes wanting. He's having some joy though.
He is. He's come into the last since he's conceded. He's actually come into the game quite well.
What a long ball, man. Rafinha, टर्न तान्छ होला
Rafinha, can he bring it under his spell? Not on that occasion. How many minutes will be added on here at the end of the first half? Just two.
Chance maybe. Foul. There's that true.
What a ball.
Finds his runner every time. Firmine, looking for Lewandowski.
That's a goal, man. What a goal. It's the game draw, man. इक्वलाइज भयो केटा 2 दिन खेल्नु नमिलेर टप 500 मा पनि आउन सकिन कडक यार गेम प्ले त म कडक छ यार गेम प्ले त के कसलाई भनेको आफ्नो भनेको खेल न ल्याम्लु मान्ने हो के अब म कहिले हुन्छ कि हुन्न भोलि हेरौँ के हुन्छ कस्तै पुण्यम पर्छ बट भोलि त ल मैले 20 गेमै जिते भनेपछि 20 × 15 300 पोइन्ट आउँछ केटा 20 एउटा गेम हार्नु हुँदैन त्यही हो होइन मेरो त यो फाइनलिस्टको भने मेरो त आवाज यो फाइनलिस्टहरुको अब यसपछि मोबाइलको हुन्छ होला त्यसपछि मोबाइलको हेर्नुपर्छ है अब यो सकेपछि मोबाइलको छ फाइनल फेरि दुईटै ब्राजिलको छ के एउटा रेन्टा एउटा मेड्राडो भन्ने छ अब इन्डियामा जोल तीन दुईटामा जोल चाहिँ त्यो चाहिँ फेरि वर्ल्ड फाइनल खेल्न जान्छ जसै किलर दाइ जानु भएको थियो नि सेम त्यही तरिकाले यो रणमतिको तेरो बालाई माया सलक खाँदै
training, how much of that 2024 Barcelona final that really wounded him was playing on his mind, but it seems this time, at least entering the second half, he knows what he needs to do. 1-0 down, back to one apiece, the second half is underway, Mestre in possession, and since scoring has been silenced, we want to see a bit of a resurgence here from Miguel Mestre.
उई आम्बो मासु दुईटै खतरा छन् बे खेल्न त है तर मेस्सी भन्ने चाहिँ वर्ल्ड फाइनल पुगिसकेको छ वर्ल्ड फाइनल खेलिसकेको छ यो अल्जिदा जाओस् के हैन जो गएको छैन त्यो जाओस् के एफबीमा पठाएको छु गरे कुनमा पठायो इन्फिनिटीमा कि कुनमा पठाएको अर्जुन इन्फिनिटीमा पठाएको यसमा ए इन्फिनिटमै पठाएको रहेछ नेपो जङ्गे ल नेपो जङ्गेले कस्तो गेम बिगारेको यार 27 नम्बरमा हो सेट किलर दाइ 15 नम्बरमा लभली यार तर हाम्रो नेप जङ्गे ब्रो बिगारेछ यो गेम चाहिँ मेरोमा त फेरि नेट स्लो भएर बिजोग रे ओए हान्दिरा यार मेस्ट्रेले स्पेनले हान्दै गडा गोल बबाल किलरले पनि बिगार्नु भएछ त्यही भनेको सबले बिगारेछ गेम यार हाम्रो खेम बुलुले मात्र नबिगारेको रहेछ टप 3 लभली यार वाट म्यान कम अन यार हान्दिरा यार मेस्ट्रेले स्पेनले हान्दै गडा गोल बबाल किलरले पनि बिगार्नु भएछ त्यही भनेको सबले बिगारेछ गेम यार हाम्रो खेम बुलुले मात्र नबिगार आवाज ठिक छ जस्तो लागिरहेको केटा होइन ब्राजिल भर्सेस ब्राजिलको गेम मोबाइलमा चाहिँ त्यही छ मोबाइलमा चाहिँ ब्राजिल भर्सेस ब्राजिल हाम्रो रेन्टाओ भर्सेस मेड्राडोको छ होइन आवाज ठिक छ जस्तो लागिरहेको केटा होइन यो ठिक हुन्छ होला केटा है यो चाहिँ ठिक हुन्छ होला केटा गेम साउन्ड पनि आउने टक्क मजा आएको हार्नु पनि पाइएन अरे हेर्न पनि पाइएन के चाहिँ हेर्न पाइएन भनेको यो हुँदैछ हो ब्राजिल भर्सेस ब्राजिलको हुँदैछ यसपछि हुन्छ कस्तो सिम्पल हान्यो यार मिठो अरे त्यही भनेको क्या बल छिराइदिएको है त्यो उई केटा फाइनलको छ होइन यसपछि फाइनल हाम्रो मोबाइल प्लेटफर्मको हुन्छ अनि त्यसपछि सकिन्छ केटा लेट्स चाहिँ को हुन्छ च्याम्पियन म त्यो पनि राखिदिन्छु केटा भोट गर ल
he could literally play, you know, with his feet, probably still be dominant because he's so talented.
युट्युब स्टुडियो
But
गो
out wide, he's carrying. The goal is not out wide. You have
भोट
to
इट आउट है त
and that's what's happening. Mestre is giving him the out wide and saying, right, you have to come in with it. The ball is not going to be scored off the corner flag unless a corner goes in. And that's kind of a 50-50. So I think Mestre is actually playing that quite well and having that DMF sitting there and having the central midfielders come back. And you even seen Lewandowski there back or Rashford back or one of the attackers back there. And that's been a huge, huge part of this game, I think.
That's why it's so great to have you here, Barry, because we asked the question at the start of this final, how do you counter what Ismail did in the group stages? We thought maybe, play a bit tighter, go more man-to-man, but actually, you're right, Mesre's kind of given the
He's
wide
giving it the width,
areas.
yeah, but when he comes in and he presses on it, that's when you pull the trigger because Ismail's waiting for that perfect ball to come in, but if you're waiting for that perfect ball to come in out wide, most goals you're going to concede are going to be centralised. 1-2 is touch and goes triangles, so that's what Mestre has probably gambled on today.
Do not blink in this final 10 minutes. There's Maccabiel on the corner. That one's a waste.
Yeah, he just tried to knock it on, I think.
10 minutes left. Mestre 2. This Maccabiel 1. This will be a famous victory for the man from Valencia. Lamine Yamal. Heard it from this Maccabiel. In the pre-match interview in the group stages. And know him well, but
केटा म कमेडी बनाइदिन्छु तिमीले पोस्ट त्यो गर ल
that time might be rapidly approaching.
Mestre can see the finish line, like he's there. He just needs to find it within him now to push on that extra last chance. I mean, today has really been a marathon, I suppose, in terms of he's had his setbacks. You know, he's had pains, he's had aches. This will be all worth it if he can see the finishing line now, which he can. Just needs to push through. There could be still a sting in the tail here, but Mestre has to be confident at this stage.
We'll keep an eye out for that sting in the tail. For now, Mestre pressing forward. 5 minutes left. There's Maccabiel. Has the man out wide. Now, where are the red and blue shirts to find? Back out wide. Danny Olmo.
हाल्न त केटा
Fernand Torres near post, but it'll be a corner. More pressure mounting here on Mestre. Front post looking to try and cause a bit of chaos at the corner.
ओइ
Back out wide into the box.
ओइ
Tackle by Ferran.
That's a huge tackle just for even eating the clock. One last chance, I think. One throw of the dice.
केटा भोट इट आउट है
Then late drama here.
आई थिङ्क मलाई चाहिँ यो मेड्राडो नै हुन्छ जस्तो लागिरहेको किन
Slowly ticking away. 3 minutes added on. Balde near side.
मलाई लागेको कुरा है
Corner. Mestre hanging
त्यो मलाई चाहिँ को लाग्छ केटा भोट इट आउट है
Fairness to Ismail, he's still knocking on the door. Fairness to, he's not going away.
will not go quietly at all. Front post again.
ओइ
Oh, this one could land anywhere. The goalkeeper.
ओइ
Strong hand on it.
क्वालिफाई भयो केटा
Mestre, he knows. After so many days since losing in the World Finals, he is going to. Will he head back to the promised land?
ओइ मेस चाहिँ भइदियो यार रोड टु फाइनल च्याम्पियन यो भयो केटा है कन्सोलको च्याम्पियन चाहिँ
For the second year in a row.
Insane. What a performance from him. I can see there's the outburst. There's the outburst.
ओइ कत्रो त्यो भएको यार
Amazing from Miguel Mestre. He will have to wait a little bit longer to lift that trophy.
रोड टु फाइनल पुग्यो केटा है यो
The job is done here in his home country. He will be a Blaugrana at the World Finals this year.
Oh man, what a game though.
स्पेनको स्पेनमै भयो त यार
He looks so happy, and I think that's relief that he's not. There's so many storylines
फाइनल पुगेको र फाइनल यो रोड टु वर्ल्ड फाइनल 3 जना त छन् हारे के चाहिँ यसले फुटबल वर्ल्ड कप खेल्नु पाउँछ अब पायो यी फुल वर्ल्ड कप होइन यी वर्ल्ड फाइनल्स के वर्ल्ड फाइनल किल्ला दाइले खेल्नु भएको थियो नि हो त्यो वाला खेल्न पाउँछ च्याम्पियन भयो यो चाहिँ क्लब अब चाहिँ यसले चाहिँ बार्सिलोनालाई रिप्रेजेन्ट गरेर जान्छ क्या अब उहाँ खेल्न
I know Ismail will hate me for pointing this out, but sadly, it is now 0 for 4 in club event finals. That'll be a tag you'll want to shake.
Need to be forgotten, I think, if you're thinking about if it was me, I was Macabre talking to you.
Do not forget, he is one of, if not the greatest of all time in this esport. However, this
यो के हेर्नु हेरेन राम्रो अनुमति मैले अड्डाको ल गडा केही भएको छैन पोस्ट सर्च केही भयो होइन मैले चाहिँ अड्डाको यो गाना बजिरहेको छ नि त पछाडि सो आई let's go and here is the champion from console platform is Miss 3 from Spain what a game man
Was that a final you really expected more or less to happen?
I actually had no idea what to anticipate going into that. I am so proud of both men for the performance they put up. I know Macabre, no doubt, so bitterly disappointed, but for Mestre, having gone up against an opponent that you've made
यसले कसरी जित्यो भने चाहिँ केटा यससँग एक्सपिरियन्स थियो क्या लट्स अफ एक्सपिरियन्स थियो नि त यससँग यस्तो बिग स्टेजमा होइन अनि त्यही भएर पनि जित्यो क्या अर्कोसँग ल्याक अफ एक्सपिरियन्स भएर स्योर हारेको उसले चाहिँ अलि नर्भस भएर खेल्यो ऊ चाहिँ होइन यो चाहिँ काम एन्ड कम्पोज भएर खेलिदियो अनि जितिदियो
We are here with the champ himself, Mestre. You're smiling. You're looking very, very happy. I mean, firstly, from us watching there, that was a really that was a serious performance.
अय्यो
In the game, but you just look confident. You're obviously get through a little spell as well. I mean, it's been a good rival for you. You finally broken that as well.
Yeah, definitely. It's been a fantastic final, to be honest. I analyzed and reviewed the game we played before and tried to improve my mistakes. And I think I had a different plan for this game, and it really worked. I think I was better. GG to him. He's a legend. If he's not the best, top two. It depends on who you ask. So yeah, completely sad. I think he can make it into the World Finals. But to be honest, there's a lot of sacrifice, effort, work. You cannot imagine. I've been playing with only Barcelona players since October, since I won the Euro round. So I'm pretty happy. I'm just thankful and grateful about my girlfriend, my family, my friends, that they understand this. It's not easy, but I have a grateful, and I'm sure one day,
I think when you saw, like, you seem emotional, obviously. It is a lot, and, like, for people watching, they probably just tune in and they see you playing, and they're like, yeah, look, it's one day. It's not just one day, and I think that's why it's important to, people understand, like, what you go through. But you did seem emotional at the end. Was that just, like, this has obviously been a huge one for you, and as you look forward to the actual finals now, the World Finals, you feel very confident now that you can take that next step?
yeah, I mean, during my career, I've lost two finals, so it was also changed that record that I had, that I used to have now, and against Walid, I think I didn't win in
in an official tournament, so I had to do it here. It was a special occasion, and about feeling emotional, to be honest, is because there's a lot of people helping me, and I'm very grateful. I'm very happy with the life I'm uh, I'm I'm having right now. So yeah, just grateful to everyone, but especially to my girlfriend that she really supports me, backs me every day.
Well, I mean, that's brilliant to say that as well. But yeah, you talked about, just to talk about the match, it's just a final point. I'll let you go and celebrate then, because I know you're buzzing. But you did make, we talked earlier when we had, when I was talking to his Macville as well. You said you made a few changes, like we were talking about in the commentary. You were kind of letting the ball go out wide, and then like, you kind of made
अब
a few
यो कति
changes.
बेला सकिने हो क्या अनुमतिमा
For me
35 को फाइनल हेर्नु भनेको यार
that's the area in the pitch that you really closed down, I think, in that game there.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. For those who like to analyze, you can see that what it was doing through passes from the sides, also a very typical center that he has created now. So yeah, I've just focused on those plays rather than maybe pressure that much. That it's my game style. So I let him a bit play his game style, but I knew that if I approach it or I took advantage um, of my chances, I'm sure I could do it. And finally, we made it.
You did it. You did it. Well, that is obviously a very happy Mestre here. Best of luck in the rest of the World Finals as well. I will let you go back now, lads, to the main studio. And yeah, GG's again, man. You're delighted. Where's the celebration?
I think the emotions say it all there. Mestre will represent FC Barcelona at the club finals. I mean, you can see the excitement, probably the relief, really, after today. It's been so tense, it's been so on the edge, and obviously he broke his streak in such an important moment, and he showed up, and here he is in the club finals. Harry,
108 days since he lost in the World
this
Finals.
is why you're here, Harry. It's the numbers, the stats.
On penalties. Sometimes when something like that happens, it can really hit you for six, and you're out for the count, and it takes you a year or two to really recover from it. The fact at the first club event finals he's qualified for, he comes through, wins in that fashion. Yeah, love to see it. Love to see him as well. Shout out his really supportive partner.
Yeah.
She was with him in Tokyo, got to meet her. Really, really nice, supportive person. It really is about the support system you have around you. They're the champions as much as you are in this type of situation. So yeah, couldn't be happier for him.
Yeah, no, definitely. The support that you have around you is so important, especially there's so much background work
Yeah.
that goes into these moments. You guys know about it. Barry, you see this moment, it's a relief. All
Yeah.
the work that he's done so
Yeah.
far, it's really emotional.
Yeah,
for
I
him,
mean,
isn't it?
I mean, you couldn't. I said it to Harry just at the end of the game. You couldn't. You always want the best for all of these guys. They're all super nice guys. They're super talented. They're great ambassadors for football. But you couldn't begrudge Mestre today. I mean, he made the adaptations that he wanted, and he's very emotional there as well. Like, I was trying to kind of draw it out of it, but he was very forthcoming with it. That he was. There's a lot that goes on behind the scenes with it. You need a good support system, but he was exceptional today. I think he had a couple of setbacks, and that's a sign of a champion as well, or a future champion in the World Finals. He's a scary opponent for anybody now, Harry, as well, that's waiting. And yeah, I mean, I think he deserved it today. I mean, it was Macville. He did no wrong. I just think Mestre really was very good today overall.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, he was phenomenal.
Yeah, he started off the day really, really strong. But you know who else has started the day really strong is our two mobile finalists. We'll switch over to this flare, spicy.
13 मिनट रहेछ 13 मिनट रहेछ आजको टाइम गेम सकिनु रे आजको सकिन्छ उताको पनि अब
Are you guys ready for this matchup? Once again,
Let's go man 20 lakhs plus बेकेला हो यार अब स्टार्ट हुन लाग्यो केटा यता पनि
we saw it there with the last final.
Yeah.
Mr. said he saw the mistakes, change the game. Do you think there's going to be a big change in this match that we've already seen so far?
Most definitely, it's going to be loud. If you have earplugs, I implore you, put them in
Turn down the
now,
volume as well.
because these guys, every goal that goes in, they will celebrate it like it's their last goal they'll ever score. Really looking forward to this one. We have one champion, we need to find a second. Who will be joining Quinty Basil, Jalali and Miguel Mestre as the first four
Yeah.
players to be
Yeah,
qualified for this year's World Final?
Yeah.
It's a brilliant opportunity for both of these guys. Again, you couldn't begrudge either of these, but Medrado will be interested to see tactically has he made the changes. Mestre did that. That is what dictates sometimes, taking that step up. And I think Medrado, I'll be intrigued to see if he does. And he had his free shot at it at Rentau. And now we mightn't see as much emotion until the goal goes in. There's no laughing and joking here on this stage at the moment, but we'll get that as well, I think, today.
I'd imagine every single emotion is gonna be
उताको पनि सकिन्छ केटा हैन अनि यता पनि त्यो भ्याइन्छ
right now in the mobile final. Rentau versus Medrado.
It's a Rentau versus Rentau versus त्यो हुँदैछ लकडा सबजना भएर उताको इभेन्ट पनि भ्याइन्छ एसिया वेस्टको अनि यता हाम्रो पनि हजुर यही भ्याइन म्याचलाई गाना त दिमाग खराब गर्ने भयो त केटा Let's go. ल हेरौँ है केटा अब लास्ट म्याच हो यो चाहिँ हाम्रो
Qualifying to this stage through an offline event in South America, both Brazilians. One thing's for sure, we're going to have for the second year in a row a Brazilian mobile representative for FC Barcelona. Who will take home this amazing trophy?
Yeah, it looks pretty beautiful there, doesn't it? I mean, I might see if that fits in my bag on the way home.
I think it still has Mestre's DNA on it from his celebration.
Well, he was mad to take that as well. But as you said, Harry, I mean, Brazil, we have the flair, right? But something that we probably gloss over with as well is when you look back, and you're the right man to ask with that encyclopedia brain, but the amount of talent that passes through in eFootball, like, they've just had so much, like, there's so many good players, and now you're seeing another two guys here. Rentau, yes, he's been here before in 2024, bit of a drop off in 2025. He's right back, he's enjoying it again.
गेम स्टार्ट हुन्छ केटा अनि यसपछि हामी इन पोल गर्दिउँ ल पोल चाहिँ इन गरिदिउँ अनि त्यसपछि चाहिँ लेट्सको कोली जित्छ है त तर कन्ट्री चाहिँ ह्याप्पी छ देश चाहिँ खुसी छ होला होइन केटा किनभने दुइटै ब्राजिलको हो होइन अब यसमा चाहिँ अब को चाहिँ ओल्ड रोड टु वहाँ जाने भन्ने कुरा हो क्या ल स्टार्ट भयो केटा लेट्सको है त
Champion versus Cup winner. It's been a long time since we called Rentau the world champion. 550 days.
Let's go boys. यो सेतो जर्सी लगाएको चाहिँ हाम्रो मेड्राडो भयो होइन अनि रातो जर्सी लगाएको चाहिँ रेन्टाउ है लेट्स गो कोले जित्छ लेट्स मुभ इट लेभेन्डोस्की राफिना फेरेन्टोरेस टु राफिना के दिन्छ बल लङ बल टु फेरेन्टोरेस भेटाउँछ कुबार्सीले भेटाइदियो इज जोन गार्सिया पेद्री लभली इज मार्कस रासफोर्ड वे बबाल फर्मिन लोपेज हान्छ द्याट्स अ फेक शट मिस्टेक गर्यो इट्स बाल्डे इन्ट्रेस्टिङ हुन्छ जस्तो चाहिँ केटा यो गेम चाहिँ के भयो
Just seems to be a pause here as there is something to be ironed out. For Rentau, yeah, he hit some fine form on that day across that weekend. It was an absolute dream for him, and I know I mentioned it earlier on. We have a bit of break in play now to kind of talk about it. He was given awards in Brazil for best player, I believe it was. Can't remember off the top of my head, but it was a black carpet event. Black tie. Black tie, yeah. I was thinking black carpet. I was like, that's a very special event. Very special. But it was an awards ceremony. Got all the plaudits, had all the attention on it.
के हुँदैछ भन्नु त्यहाँ चाहिँ युनाइटेड टुर्नामेन्ट सकिएको कि भोलि पनि हुन्छ भोलि पनि छ नि भोलि छ एक दिन भोलि लास्ट हो गेम अघि तिम्रो साउन्ड पछि छ त गेम अघि त्यस्तो छ त छैन हल्का होला हल्का पछाडि त भइहाल्छ टाइमिङ त कहाँ म कमेन्ट्री गर्दा यार केटा धेरै छैन होला हल्का मात्र होला 1-2 सेकेन्ड हान्छ लेभनडोस्की को बार्सीले भेटाइदियो ल ओइ मिस्टेक के गरेको Marcus Rashford to the Rafinha and that's a goal by the Medrado man अला जिद्दिरा हो केटा मेड्राडोले हान्दिन्छ क्या यार क्या मिठो हान्दियो है म त त्यो मार्कस राशफोर्डले हान्छ होला जस्तो लागिरहेको थियो हौ जस्तो ब्याक हिल पास दियो अनि ट्याकर झ्याम्मै हान्दिरा ल ब्याक हिल बुम Whew.
And we wondered what kind of celebration we would see. Pretty muted. Yes, I agree. Reserving energy, I feel. Medrado knows this might be a long final.
फेरि हान्छ जस्तो छ हौ
10 minutes from half time. Marcus Rashford.
ओइ कस्तो एडाको हो लामो जस्तो बबाल लभली बाल्दै ओए पुल फलै दिएन ओइ राफिना मैकबर्नल ओए जुलिस कन्डर इन्टरसेप्ट अगेन इन्टरसेप्ट फ्रम द हान्छ होला ल के गरेको ओ व्हाट अ सेभ म्यान
Big save from Medrado. Danger not quite cleared just yet as Rentau will keep coming at him. De Jong across the face.
and that's the goal from Rentau man what a goal यार क्या गोल हान्दियो यार इस इक्वलाइज म्यान इक्वलाइज भयो केटा कसले जित्ला त दाइ रे मेरो विचारमा चाहिँ अब यसो हेर है अब एक्सपिरियन्स रेन्टाउसँग छ होइन यो मेड्राडो भन्दा पनि अब मेरो विचारमा यो रेन्टाउले नै जित्छ जस्तो लागिरहेको मलाई चाहिँ अहिले इक्वलाइज पनि गरिसक्यो होइन हेरौँ के हुन्छ म त रेन्टाउसँग है मेरो विचारमा रेन्टाउले जित्छ होला पास कडा भनेको त्यही भनेको बबाल्दै थियो है पास त्यो अघिदेखि बचिरहेको थियो क्या ल फर्स्ट हाफ भोगेर अब चाहिँ सेकेन्ड हाफ सुरु हुन्छ केही ट्याक्टिक्सहरू यिनीहरूले युज गर्छ कि के गर्छ हेरौँ है त हो वेयर वाचिङ द स्ट्रिम बोइज कम अन है 100जना लाइक सेयर सब्सक्राइब हानौँ ल दिस इज द फाइनल होइन लेट्स गो ओइ कुबार्सी हेर न कस्तो इजी खेल्छ हो रेन्ट हामी भएको त्यहाँ उदाउँथ्यो बङ हामी उठिसक्यो हुन्थ्यो अहिलेसम्म बल उनीहरू मस्तसँग खेलिदिन्छ ओइ फेरि टोरेस हान्छ That's the goal, Rentao. मिडराटोलाई चाहिँ अब प्रेसर बोकेर कमब्याक हान्दियो यार रेन्टाले रातिको 12 बज्न अब 15-16 मिनट छ होइन केटा यति बेला चाहिँ इभेन्ट भइरहेको यार नेपालको टाइम भएको छ रातिको 12 बज्न छ 12 बज्नलाई 16 मिनट बाँकी छ केटा आज ढिलो भयो क्या अब यो 10 40 भइसक्थ्यो स्ट्रिम त्यहाँ धेरै के टेक्नोलोजी के भएछ त्यसको के हान्न सक्छ त म्याड्रिडले ओइ पेड्री वे अब फेरि खायो वाट अ सेभ म्यान वाट अ डिफ्लेक्टेड म्यान कस्तो कडा डिफेन्स हान्दै यसले यस्तो नगर्नु भने सिधै अघिको सेम सर्ट हान्नु पर्ने स्योर जान्थ्यो गोल बे काउन्टर हान्छ सकेन मेरो डराइसक्यो हौ बाबाले इन्टरसेप्ट राफिना हान्छ वाट अ बल लेभनडोस्की ओइ कस्तो थुर्बल निकालेको त भेटाएन यार ओइ ल कहाँ गएको त्यो बलै लगेर ओइ के गरेको सिङ उहीबाट हान्नुपर्छ नि बरु सर्ट ल राफिना टु फेरेन्टोरेस मार्कस रासफोर्ड थुर्बल निकाल्छ सक्दैन ओइ त्यो अघि किन कराएको बे ल रेन्टा भएका च्याम्पियन है दुइटै ब्राजिलबाट थिए तर च्याम्पियन चाहिँ रेन्टा भइदियो है अमेरिका रिजनबाट विनर भइदिरहेको केटा हो है यो ओइ मेरो रुनै आँट्यो क्या यार ओइ रेन्टा रोयो त
wish I spoke Portuguese.
के भन्दैछौ
Absolutely amazing. Amazing scenes.
त्यो हाइलाइट के हेर्नु हो रणमती गाना बजेको हाइलाइट हैन जिद्दियो केटा हो रेन्टले हान्दियो अरे उता के भयो केटा
The first half.
Most in control. I thought Medrado had kind of figured it out, I think. And he just hit him with a very
ल हाम्रो खेमराजबाट त टप 1 मा यार केटा हो लभली यार
myself. I was like, where does that goal come from? It was from absolutely nothing. But then you can't win all games by beautiful goals, and he's just scored a variety of them today.
That he has. Mental 2, Medrano 1, your FC Barcelona club event champion of 2026 is the world champion of 2024. Unbelievable. Great stuff from Rental. Amazing stuff all around from all of our finalists today. Of course, 10 players. 10 players, the most I've ever seen at a club event finals. All of them worthy of lifting the trophy, but in the end, only 2 could.
Yeah, I agree. And seeing like what we've seen today, asking you your expert opinion, talent on display this year, it's high. It's very high. I think there's a lot of these guys that we'll see a lot more of, especially Mestre and Rental there. Like, it's very difficult to win something. It's very difficult to actually pull through or push through to actually win something. You can have all the talent in the world, but to actually win something is the mark of a great player, I think, Harry.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Champions find a way to win. And we have 2 champions here in Barcelona. Let me tell you, if you're a fan of the Catalan club, you have 2 fine representatives this year. And well, it is only fair that we have Alex on the stage here to bring out our 2 champions.
22 matches have been played today, and we finally have the 2 winners that will represent FC Barcelona in the club finals. Now, let's introduce our 2 winners, starting with the console and then the mobile. Let's give a big round of applause to Mestre and Rental.
ए दुटा च्याम्पियन भयो त केटा
Barcelona Club Finals, but eFootball Championship 2026 continues. So make sure sure that you're following all of the eFootball channels for all information on those ongoing competitions that are continuing with more clubs sponsored. And now, let's keep wrapping up. Harry, Barry, you guys are outstanding. Thank you for being here tonight. Any last words for everybody?
Well, I can say that Barcelona have two great champions, but honestly, every player here was worthy of qualifying for the World Finals. India only two could. What a great event it has been. And Barry, last thoughts from you. I'll hold the microphone for you because you've been doing that enough today.
That's nice, actually. No, yeah. I mean, it's a brilliant day. It's brilliant to be back, and the talent that's on display with the lads. I mean, unbelievable gameplay that we saw across both platforms as well. So, yeah. I mean,
ल यति गरौँ केटा आजलाई दिस मच फर टुडे गाइस सी यू टुमोरो एन्ड गुड नाइट ह्याभ अ स्वीट ड्रिम्स टेक केयर बाई बाई लभ यु जतिजना पनि अहिलेसम्म हेरेर साथ दिनुभयो सबजनालाई थ्याङ्क यू सो मच है फेरि अब भोलि म फेरि आउँछु हाम्रो लास्ट डे छ म्यान युनाइटेडको सो सबजनाले जोइन गर्नुलाई त परदेशी वानमा क्लियर 11 परदेशी त्यो रहेछ हो यो इल्मोमाइन भन्ने त्यो भाइरको प्लेयर हो क्या त्यो रहेछ खास मतलब हो त्यो चाहिँ परदेशीमा जोइन छ त्यसले चाहिँ नाम राख म त अर्को कोही होला भनेको त थै म त नेपाली प्लेयर भयो भने कति खुसी भएको थिएँ भेजा लाग्ने जस्तो ल यति गरौँ केटा भोलि अब भेट्नुपर्छ है त भोलि चाहिँ 4 बजीसम्म भेट्नुपर्छ केटा सिउ त्यही ओके बाई गुड नाइट